Crooked Fanny playing dirty tricks in the courtroom. She always picks, bending the rules. She'd know win, but I won't let her get under my skin. Down in Georgia, where the blues run deep, crooked justice, a secret they keep. But I see through her lies, I see the truth. Gonna make her pay for what she do. Fanny's got a reputation to uphold, but her tactics are shady. Story untold, she thinks she's clever, but I'm on to her game. I'll expose her ways and put her to shame.
Hey-o, folks, and welcome. Wow, I got home from work late and sorry, took a nap. A good one as well, a really good one. And I woke up, I tuned in to Cat Not Williams' stream, hearing Miss Love whine and whine and whine because, cross-examination had begun, and she apparently didn't like what Mr. Short had to say. And then the judge just walked out on her. That was glorious. Yeah. So I haven't watched anything but that of today. I have no idea what went on. So this, yeah, this seems to have been an interesting day. A really, really interesting day. Where is Mr. Jingles? He is around somewhere. I fed him and then he went out. We'll see if he shows up on stream. But yeah, as I said, I haven't seen, besides the walkout, I haven't seen anything of today. So yeah, I'm guessing we will hear the last of the direct examination of Miss Love. And then it's off to cross-examination. Mr. Sprinkles makes you think of Mr. Jingles? Okay. And hello to you in the chat. Hello, Wana Song, Sir Frank Otter, Shawfos, Guyver Mectin, Kristen Vasquez, Marlana, Denise, I'm That Queen, Jessica, SSGNU, Latrice, JMK, SD Tricky Girl, Starfish and Coffee, Lorida, Deborah, Samantha, Becca, Tiara, Sleepy, Jessica, and the rest of you. And the rest of you. Testing. Oh, all right. Let's not keep you guys waiting anymore. Let's just go into it and see what actually happened. Okay, that's up.
we have Mr. Zachary here and standing by? Great. All right. Are there any things that anybody needs to put on the record?
Microphone, please. Yes, I'm always calmer when Mr. Jingles is around because I need to be on a
Alright.
watch out because
Let's go ahead and get Mr. Zachary
he
in.
might try to eat me. Okay, they are going right into
Your examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. Good morning, Mr. Zachary.
what the
All
frick
right.
is wrong with
You're talking
sound?
kind of low, and if you don't mind, just leaning into the microphone. I'm going to try and get through this pretty fast, okay?
Yeah.
All right. We talked yesterday about slime.
Okay, I'm boosting volume like crazy here. So I have to be on a watch out for when sound returns. I will try to. Let's just see when it starts to.
I don't remember.
Did you tell them it was that you call Rambo?
He ain't had nothing to do with it.
Time Nut was killed.
Okay.
I don't remember.
Oh.
I don't remember.
Right. All right. You're on with Mr.
Oh, for frick's sake. No.
The two who first told you. All right. Now, at the time in 2015, if we were talking about Rock Crew and YSL, Rock Crew and YSL, you would consider the same thing, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis and Gaither that Rock Crew and YSL were the same thing?
I don't remember.
Okay. All right. And when we talked yesterday, you were telling the jury, or I asked you rather, about the incident at the gambling house. The incident at the gambling house where Kel shot at the gambling house, Thug and you were inside the gambling house at the time that it was shot at. Is that right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you tell Gaither and Dennis in August 2015 that Thug and you were inside the gambling house at the time that it got shot out?
I don't know.
Did Woody and Mootunk shoot at Kel on MLK after Kel shot at the gambling house?
I don't remember.
Okay. Did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Woody and Mootunk shot at Kel on MLK after Kel shot at the gambling house?
I don't remember.
The video that you and Mootunk made where Mootunk was shouting out Kel was made in January after the shooting at the gambling house. Is that right?
I don't remember.
And in that video, Mootunk was mad about trivia, right?
I don't remember.
Did you tell detectives Gaither and Dennis in August 2015 that the video was made in January?
I don't remember.
Did you tell them it was made after the dugout got shot out while Thug and you were inside?
I don't remember.
And did you tell them that Mootunk was mad about trivia?
I don't remember.
Right. When talking to, let me ask you this. Did the tension between YSL and If Gang escalate after Woody and Mootunk shot at Kel?
I don't remember.
Okay. The night that Donovan Thomas got murdered, January 10th, 2015, Shannon and Yak were the two who first told you that they caught Nut down bad, correct?
No, I lied.
Okay. Did you tell detectives Gaither and Dennis that they told you that first?
I think I did tell him that.
Okay. And they both told you that it was Shannon, Yak, Nard, Duop who caught Nut down bad and killed him.
I lied.
Okay. And the way that
You can't, hang on just a second. Are y'all not able to hear what he's saying? Pull the mic with the red on it, pull that up right up next to you so that you can talk into that. Thank you.
you and Shannon were at Thug's condo when you were talking about how they killed Nard. Is that right? I mean, how they killed Nut. Is that right?
I lied. If you would have checked and investigated, y'all would see I was in the hospital.
Okay. And when you say you were in the hospital, are you saying you were in the hospital on January 10th, 2015?
Earlier that day, yes. Then I went home. I was asleep.
Okay. Now, Nard was not at the condo when you all were talking about that, right?
We never talked about that.
Okay. Did you tell Dennis and Gaither in August 2015 that Nard was not at the condo?
I lied.
All right. Did you tell, better yet, did Shannon go to leave and to see a girl while you were at the condo?
Where is Lee?
I'm sorry?
Where's Lee?
Where is,
What is Lee?
did he leave? Did he get up to leave?
I wasn't there. I
Okay.
told you.
All
If
right.
y'all would have did y'all investigation for real, y'all would see.
Okay.
I was not sick in the hospital earlier that day, so I couldn't have been there.
Okay. Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that?
I lied. I had got caught with a gun that had 100 shoes on it, so I was just lying.
Okay. Now,
Hey. Hello, Mr. Jingles. Hello. Hmm? Mr. Jingles is here. Mr. Jingles makes everything better. He does. He really does. Hmm? Hmm?
did Shannon say his gun had no more bullets?
Shannon never told me anything. Shannon don't even talk.
Okay. Did you tell Detective Gaither and Dennis that y'all noticed Shannon's gun was out of bullets?
No, I was just looking to blame Shannon because
Hi, Tiara. Mr. Jingles could do a better job than Miss Love. Yeah, I mean, first of all, he doesn't give a crap. Second of all, he could lick his butt for 6 hours straight and still be a better prosecutor than Miss Love.
we ain't never really get along.
And did Shannon take Muntunk's gun to leave when he went to go to visit the girl and go to the store because his gun was out of bullets?
I never saw Shannon that night.
Did you tell Detectives Gaither and Dennis that because Shannon's gun was out of bullets, that he took this little gun that Muntunk had?
I never saw Shannon that night. I saw Shannon the next morning.
Did you learn from Shannon and Yak that Nard had an AK-762 at the time that Donovan Thomas was killed?
I was just lying because I knew I had 7.62. I really ain't no gun, so I was just lying.
Okay. Did you tell Gaither and Dennis that Nard had this AK-762 during the murder of Donovan Thomas?
I told him, but I was lying. I was going through all type of stuff, just mad.
Did Shannon and Yak tell you that Shannon had an XB-45 at the time, but
No.
during the killing of Donovan Thomas?
No, Shannon or yet never told me nothing about no killing. I was just lying.
Did you tell Detectives Gaither and Dennis that Shannon had the 45 XB
No,
at the time
I was just
that he
lying.
killed Nut?
If I did, I was lying. I know I came back later on and told them that I was lying on Shannon and he had nothing to do with it.
Okay, we'll get to that. We'll get to that quickly. Now, did Shannon and Yak tell you at Thug's condo that they took the guns and the car to OG Bentley's spot?
Why we gotta keep talking about deceased? I don't like talking about Bentley.
Now, when you're talking about Bentley, is this the same person that you indicated you're on your current case with?
Yes,
All right. And when is it that you said he was deceased?
I don't know for sure. I just heard.
Okay, so you don't know that he's deceased?
No,
Okay, but he definitely was on this case with you that you pled to in 2019?
yes,
All right. And OG Bentley is the same person as Kelvin Treadwell, correct?
yeah,
Who's-
yes,
Okay. And his name is listed on that disposition in front of you, right?
yes.
All right. And then then they took the rental car back after Bentley hid the guns, according to Shannon and Yak, correct?
Shannon yet never told me nothing. If me and Wood wrecked the rental car, how can they still have it?
Okay. And you told Detectives Gaither and Dennis that after Bentley hid the guns, they took the rental car back, right?
I don't remember.
Okay. Shannon and Yak Shannon began telling you exactly what happened when they killed Donovan Thomas after he had to ask Montun for the gun because his was out of bullets. Is that right?
No, I lied on Shannon. I didn't see Shannon till the next morning.
Did you tell the police that Shannon and you began talking about the murder of Donovan Thomas after Shannon had to ask Montun for his gun?
Yes, I told the police that, but I was lying.
Okay. Did Shannon tell you that he and Yak were going to pick up Yak's girl, Bushi? They were going to meet Bushi, but they fucked up and seen Nut.
Shannon never told me nothing. Shannon don't even talk.
Did you tell the police on August 5th, 2015, that Shannon told you they were going to meet Bushi and fucked up and saw Nut?
I told him that, but I lied.
Did Shannon tell you that they then rolled back around and started shooting at Nut?
No, Shannon never told me nothing. I keep telling you, the man don't even talk for real.
Okay. I have to ask you these questions, okay? We're going to get through this a little bit faster than yesterday, okay? Is that right? Is that right, Mr. Zachary? All right. Did you tell the police?
Muted. I seeing on. I'm reading Thug Daily's Twitter thread about this, and more or less it's nothing new. Regarding this. So unless you want to point me out to a certain thing, I'm going to skip because yeah, Miss Love yapping, whining, not being mentally unable to get to a point. I mean, so let's get to cross-examination.
Did you tell the police that based on what Shannon and Yak told you and Nard, that the murder of Donovan Thomas wasn't planned, but they just made a decision once they saw him? Did you tell the police that in the 2015 interview?
I don't remember, but if I did, I lied because
Thank-
Shannon never told me nothing.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Checking out here.
Look at that. We got a gifted membership from Republic Room, and it was gifted to Nick. Thank you, Republic Room, and congratulations, Nick. You now have access to all my members-only content, to members-only emojis on YouTube, and also to my Discord. Congratulations. All right, let's see. Let's watch the final part of her. Well, we have seen this.
That's all. Hey, that's a little number, Johnny. You gotta get the chamber motherfuckers on there. Let my boy look decent on there. Let my boy look decent on there. What you call the whip chamber to this? Then the motherfucker he scored 100 points. Then the motherfucker he scored 100. Look, y'all just get on there one time, man. They said either one, we'll change scored 100 points. See them tighten up on them. Yeah, what's happening? Yeah, the new arrival. Yeah, that's all. We'll change scored 100 points in the motherfucker.
And did you see yourself in states 54W as well?
Yes.
Were you really young?
Yes.
Do you know about how old you were?
I don't remember.
Were you under 15?
Wait, under 15.
Okay. And what about in state 60WA? Were you really young there as well? The first one that you saw before
That's
this
in
one?
the house.
Were you really young there as well?
Yes.
Were you under 15?
Probably was 15.
About 15?
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Zachary. Just one second.
And Michelle gifted a membership, and it went to Dwayne Tab. Welcome to the Viking crew. You now also have.
And is it safe to
access
say, I
members
won't give
only
you full age,
content
but you're fully grown, you're over
and
30 now.
everything.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank
Okay,
you,
are there
Mr.
defense
Warden.
questions for this witness? All right,
Now we get into cross-examination. Now it gets interesting. Yeah, Miss Love's green suit she has on once a week at least.
Mr. Zachary, my name is Max Shard, and I represent Shannon Stillwell. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Maybe pull it towards you. It's on. It says it's on.
Try that again. Mr. Zachary, my name is Max Shard. I represent Shannon Stillwell. How are you doing today?
I'm okay.
Okay, it's nice to meet you. We've never spoken before in our lives, have we?
No.
Okay. All right, Mr. Zachary, let's talk about yesterday. Okay.
Just check here. How is sound me compared to the stream sound? Just let me know if I should raise the volume on the stream or lower it, or if it's good. Sapphire Ridge News. Good afternoon from Montana. Stream volume is a bit low. Okay. I have boosted it 500% on Sound Booster. And I also have this one, that enhancing for YouTube. All right.
You weren't feeling well yesterday?
Still not.
Okay. You're not in the mood to testify, are you?
Never was.
Okay. Now, do you recall yesterday repeatedly saying, I don't know, and I don't recall?
Yes.
Okay, let's be real. When you said, I don't know, and I don't recall to some of those questions, that wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay.
Overruled.
That wasn't the truth, was it?
No.
Okay. Mr. Zachary, when the state asked you if you know what a gang is, and you said you don't know, that was not the truth. You do, in fact, know what a gang is, correct?
I know, like, what I heard, yes.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know where about TIG Studios, and you said you don't remember, that wasn't true, was it? You do know TIG Studios, correct?
No, I don't remember that for real.
You don't know where TIG Studios are.
No, I don't remember that for real.
When the state asked you if you remember the night that Kenneth Copeland got jumped at Club Crucial, and you said you don't recall, that was not true, was it? You do recall that night, don't you?
Yes.
Okay. When the state asked you if you know what a trap house is, and you said you don't know what a trap house is or a trap is, that was a lie, correct?
Yes.
You know what a trap is?
Yes.
Okay. When the state asked you about being at, and I'm not saying at a particular time, being at Jeffrey Williams' condo at all that night going into the morning, whenever it was, and you said you don't even remember being there, that wasn't true, was it?
Can I answer and explain?
You can always answer
Yes.
and explain.
I don't remember being on that night, but I remember like probably early that morning, like probably 5, 6, something like that.
Okay, of course, because you went to Miami from Jeffrey Williams' studio, right? That next morning.
About 7 in the morning, something like that. Yeah.
Right, so you had to have been there at some point, correct?
I told y'all in the morning. I had told her that I had some in the morning.
Okay. All right, and when you were asked about some of the statements you made in 2015, you started saying, I don't recall, I don't recall, I don't recall. I'm not saying you remember everything, but you do remember some things from those statements, correct?
Yes, I remember some things.
Okay. The reality is, you don't want to talk about the things you said in 2015. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. In 2015, you lied on other people to get yourself out of trouble, didn't you?
I told her that.
Okay, but those lies are the very things that you don't really want to talk about here today. Isn't that true?
Yeah.
Okay. You understand that this trial is important for these gentlemen back here.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Okay. We're not going to have the I don't recall routine today, are we?
I mean, ask a question today, and if I don't remember, I'm gonna let you know I remember.
I appreciate that. Okay. Let's start with this. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
Mr. Zachary, I'm handing you a document marked DS-44. Do Do you recognize who's in that picture?
Yes.
And do you recognize that document?
What you mean recognize it? Like saw it before?
Or have you seen the picture before?
No, I don't remember.
Did you take that picture?
I probably did, but I'm saying I don't remember.
Okay, did you tell the police back in 2015 you took that picture?
Yes, I think.
Okay. And the person in that picture, is that a fair and accurate representation of that person?
Yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 44 in evidence.
Your Honor, if I could just see the caption, and I don't mind the
Sure.
rest of the picture, so. Caption.
I wish the defense could tell, say, it was in discovery. They should know what it is, because that's the state's argument every time the defense says, "Where is this?" Well, it's in the discovery. Yeah, the discovery was 7 terabytes of documents and jailhouse calls and videos, and yeah, it's a lot.
No objection.
All right, it's admitted.
Thank you. Mr. Kokomo, could you please publish DS 44 for the jury? Okay. Who is in that picture?
Shannon.
Is that Shannon Stillwell?
Yes.
Okay. And do you recall?
That's not dreads. Remember how the prosecution went on and on about this and that, and the description from a or some witness was person who had dreads. That's not dreads, folks, is it?
When that picture was taken.
I told you I don't remember when it was taken, like, but I think I remember the picture. I don't remember what exact day it was taken.
Okay, when did you see
I
the
remember.
picture?
I think I remember what year it was taken.
What year?
It had to be late 14 or 15.
Late 14, early 15? Is that what you're, or are you
Yes.
saying late 14 or late 15?
Late 14, early 15, probably.
Okay. Could it have been taken in January of 2015?
I said early.
I understand. Okay. Do you see the caption on the photo?
You might have
mean-
to show him the,
No, I see.
You see
I
that there's a
had already
caption?
saw the caption.
Okay. Now, I'm not trying to be disrespectful here, Mr. Zachary. I'm honestly asking you a question. Okay. When you were saying that you couldn't read, is that true, or was that something you were saying out of frustration yesterday?
No, I have trouble reading and writing for real.
Okay. Can you read that caption? And if you can't, it's okay. If I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm reading it accurately? Okay.
okay, it's zoomed in more. Can you
No, I
read it?
can't.
Okay.
I can't read it.
All right. If I read it, would you be able to tell me if I'm being accurate?
I mean, how would I know?
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Fair enough. What hairstyle, if you could zoom out again, Mr. Kokomo, what hairstyle does Mr. Stillwell have in that picture? Is it a short hairstyle?
Look like mine.
Yeah, and here comes Mr. Short pounding it in that he didn't fit the description.
Okay. And let me ask you this. When you were saying yesterday, when you were frustrated that you couldn't see back here, was that true? Do you have trouble seeing distances?
I told. Yes, and if they would have did all this research before they started asking me, they would have saw all these problems I had.
Okay. And I understand. I guess my question is, can you see Shannon right now?
Mm.
Okay. Are you aware that today Shannon Stillwell has dreadlocks?
I haven't saw Shannon and probably
Hang on just a minute. About the dreads? He said no, he can't, right? And then what he said?
He did.
And you're-
I'm just trying to see if the mic could get any closer, but not really. Can you just try to talk into it so everybody can hear you?
So you don't know what Shannon's hairstyle is today?
I haven't saw Shannon in like 10 years.
Okay.
Like 9 years, 2015. I've been locked up.
Okay. So let me just ask you this. In 2015, throughout 2015, all the time you've known Shannon, has Shannon always had short hair?
Yes.
Okay, and all those pictures that the state showed you earlier today with Shannon in them, all those pictures showed Shannon with short hair, correct?
The pictures of that they showed me with him in them, yeah.
They all showed him with short hair.
Yes.
In 2015, Shannon had short hair.
Yes.
And the truth is, he was also a bit skinnier than he is now too, correct?
I can't. He was skinny then.
Okay. All right, thank you for that. Now, let's talk about what was going on with you on August 5th, 2015, when you met with Investigator Gaither. Okay, as I understand it, on July 28th, 2015, you were arrested on a warrant, correct? You have to answer out loud.
Yes.
Thank you. And you were arrested on a warrant for the April 28th, 2015 incident where houses were shot up, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And the facts of that case, let's go through it. Demekion Garlington gets jumped at Club Crucial.
Yes.
Okay. Summer Good, who's your girlfriend at the time, and Alexis Bryant, who's your cousin, are also at Club Crucial.
Yes.
Okay. And your cousin, Alexis Bryant, at the time was dating a man named Trevante Turner, also known as Threat.
Yes.
Okay. There was a fight involving Demekion, and that fight led to threats against Summer and Alexis.
It led against who?
Summer, oh, excuse me, I'm sorry. Your girlfriend, SG, and Alexis.
You said it led against them?
It led to threats. They felt threatened.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And you were alerted to this.
I think I told him that, yes.
Right. Antonio Sledge shows up in his car at the house that you were at.
Yes.
You didn't go to the club that night.
No.
Okay. And Demekion Garlington is in the car with Sledge.
Yes.
Okay. Sledge is drunk?
I was in and out of it, and I don't know if I was on Xanax.
Okay, so you were high. Do you have an opinion from seeing Garlington if he was drunk and high?
Like I can't tell how they mold, because I was like, if you know Xanax, you'll be out 1 minute, then back up.
The bottom line, Garlington was upset that he had been jumped in the club, correct?
I mean, yes.
Okay. You grabbed handguns, correct? Or when I say handguns, I mean firearms. Just put it like that.
Yes.
Okay. You hopped in the car with Sledge and Garlington,
Yes.
and you went to Alexis Bryant's house where SG was, correct?
Yes, I think I told y'all that.
We're just reviewing,
Yes.
okay? And you went there because you wanted to protect her, because she was your girlfriend,
And cousin was there too.
and your cousin was there too. All right. And Sledge, who's driving the car, correct?
Yes.
He's someone that you have known since you were little, since you were a baby.
Yes.
Okay. And you and Sledge have a special relationship because neither of you are from Cleveland Avenue. Correct? You weren't raised there.
I was raised there. Yes.
You were raised in Cleveland?
Yes.
Well, you were born where?
Capitol Home.
Capitol Homes. And that's where you know Sledge from.
Yes.
So your early years were in Capitol Homes, correct?
To like 5. Yeah.
Okay. But that's how you know Sledge, because he knows your father from Capitol Homes.
Yes.
You've known Sledge the longest?
Yes.
You're most loyal to Sledge?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'd ask for clarification about when he says most, is that relative to whom? Everybody in the world or just a certain set of people? So vagueness, objection. Ask for clarification.
Can I clarify?
I'll move on. You're most loyal to yourself in reality, right?
Yeah, of course.
So the three of you drive to Alexis Bryant's address on Landrum, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And you see people shooting from a car, or at least you see the car, and you see shots being fired at the house where Alexis Bryant and your girlfriend SG are, correct?
Yes, I think I said that. Yeah.
We're just reviewing.
Okay.
Okay. And that upset you.
Yes. I mean, yeah.
And you and Demekion was already upset.
I mean, he got jumped on, so pretty sure, yeah.
Okay. And the two of you decided to get revenge on the people that were doing this to your girlfriend and your cousin, correct?
I say ex-girlfriend, but yes,
Ex-girlfriend, I'm sorry. A girlfriend at the time.
yes,
All right. So you went to 2 houses, one on Adele, one on Drew Drive, correct?
I don't remember the streets.
Okay, that's fair. You went to 2 houses
Yes, I know,
after Landrum.
Or are you gonna say something else? You may.
I think from where, it was a house and an apartment or something like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you for that clarification. And you and Demikion fired at the house and the apartment.
I told him, yes,
And one of the guns that was used was a gun that belonged to Mr. Sledge, correct?
no, it belonged to me. I just told them it was sledge. I got caught with it.
Okay. So it belongs, you're saying,
Matter of fact, I didn't even tell them it was sledge gun. They told me it was.
okay. All right. So you're saying it was,
No, Casper, RICO is probably at the same place as my Quez and Little Mike. I'm quite sure they are at the exact same place.
Prayers in the line, they be strolling through Atlanta streets. Crimes unfolding, but here's the twist. They just a myth, ghosts in the night, they don't exist. Streets are buzzing, stories flying, legends.
your gun,
I mean,
not Sledge's.
I was in my possession.
Okay. I hear you. Well,
I-
that's my
I-
next question. That gun, whether it was yours or Sledge's, you were arrested with it on May 7th, 2015, when you were driving around with Summer.
I think I thought it was May the 5th. I remember I told you I woke up 2 days later in intake, so they probably booked me in May the 7th. I don't
Okay.
remember.
So May the 5th or 7th, we'll just say the first week of May.
Yes,
About either 7 or 9 days after the shooting, you were arrested with that gun.
yes.
Okay, Your Honor. May I approach the witness?
You may.
Mr. Zachary, do you recognize what's in that picture?
Yes. Yes,
Is it a firearm?
yes,
Is it a fair and accurate representation of the firearm that you know, that you know of?
yes.
Okay, Your Honor, I would move to admit DS-48 into evidence.
Admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may.
Mr. Kokomo, if you would put on DS-48 for me. Okay. Is that the gun that you were arrested with on May 7th or May 5th or May 7th, 2015?
No,
It's not?
no.
Okay, is that a double barrel?
Huh?
Is that a double barrel shotgun or a double barrel gun with a banana clip?
That's one, but that's not the gun I got caught with.
Okay, that's not the gun you got caught with. Describe the gun you got caught with.
It was like short. It was, I think, gray and black. It was about that size though, but
It was about that size.
probably a little bit short.
Did it have a clip like that?
Yes,
Okay. And was it fully automatic, semi-automatic?
it was semi. I think I don't know the difference.
Okay.
Yes.
Dun 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 dun. Sidebar counter 264. Well, at least 264. I will go back and count if there was any more during direct examination. So at least 264 are we up to. Yay. Skipping ahead.
Mr. Sharp.
Your Honor, just for the record, as Mr. Zachary has not identified DS-48 as the gun that was used on April 28th, I would move to remove this exhibit from evidence, and I withdraw this exhibit.
All right.
And that's DS-48.
Yes, 48 is no longer in evidence. It's
Thank you.
withdrawn.
Thank you.
Okay, so that's a gun that's apparently in evidence, not in this, but it's in an evidence locker, apparently, allegedly being used at this shooting. And this guy just said that, no, that's not the gun I was caught with. So, okay, where is it? Where is that gun? Did somebody replace the old gun with this? Interesting.
Okay. So regardless of which gun it was, the gun that you were arrested with on May 7th or May 5th was used on April 28th.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings for that gun would come back to that crime scene.
Objection calls for speculation.
You were aware that that gun left shell casings on the scene.
Objection, that would call for speculation too, unless you.
If you know.
I mean, you and Demekian were shooting the guns.
Yes.
You knew that.
Yes.
Okay, and you were aware that the shell casings would be on the scene.
Your Honor, I'd ask for clarification as to which scene he's talking about. There were two.
Okay, both scenes from April 28th.
See, I didn't know anything about shell casing until I got locked up with the gun, and they said that preliminary hearing with all on. I mean, about the shell case.
Okay, well, and thank you for bringing that up. That preliminary hearing where you learned about the link in the shell casings, that was prior to the August 5th, 2015 statement you gave, correct?
Yes.
So you knew that information going into the day that you gave the statement.
I think I said that. Yes.
I understand. Okay, well, let's be clear. You remember, I believe it was on Friday, where the state was asking you questions about this incident?
I was on someone else on Friday. Like, I really like.
Okay, well, do you remember when the state was asking about who you were closest to and brought up Shannon's name?
Yeah, I think I remember that. But I thought it was yesterday.
It may have been
Or the day-
yesterday.
I don't know.
Days are running together, but let me be clear. You remember when the state started using the words they and those people? You remember that?
Yes.
And you remember when I objected?
Yes.
You remember when I asked the state to clarify who they were
I'd like
talking
to
about?
object as to the reference to what Mr. Sharp did and said, and ask that if he has a question about that day or night,
I'm
that he
getting
ask that question.
Focus. I think he's trying to focus his attention on it, but we'll go ahead and get to.
Remember when I asked Ms. Love to clarify who they was and those people were?
Yes.
And remember she wouldn't?
Your Honor, I'm
Um,
going to say that it's not.
Okay, well, let's be clear. When you were saying yes to those questions about they and those people, you were not talking about Shannon.
No, I thought you were talking about Garlington and Shred.
Right. Your testimony here today under oath is Shannon was not there at all on April 28, 2015.
I told them that, but yes.
All right, let me ask you one other thing. Trontavious Stevens is a shorter guy with dreadlocks, right?
I ain't saw him, and I've been locked up like.
Okay, back in
Somebody-
2015?
Yes.
Okay. And if someone, like say a DA, suggested that Trontavious Stevens was
Objection, Your
there,
Honor, that would call for speculation, and it's an improper question. If someone said, like a DA,
Sustained.
was Trontavious Stevens there?
Well,
April 28, 2015?
nah.
Have you ever heard anyone even suggest that he was there
objection,
before?
Your Honor, relevance to that question.
Sustained.
Let's talk about your charges from April 28, 2015, okay?
Your Honor, based on what Mr. Sharp has provided, we would probably need to approach before this is
Okay.
discussed.
Y'all good over there, jurors? Anybody need a break? You want to just sit there while we talk about this? Everybody seems good. Okay.
Sidebar counter 265. Oh, wow. We're off to a good start. Yep. Yes, Loa Ducky. Miss Love takes everything personally because she is, in my opinion, a classic narcissist who cannot. She's mentally unable to grasp that she might be wrong. She, in her own mind, is the ultimate lawyer who knows everything about anything. Hey, Baker Boy asks, am I a lawyer? I have a law degree. I work with labor law, but I'm not a practicing attorney, and that title is protected in Sweden. So even though I have all the all the education and everything, no, I'm not a lawyer. Okay? If I was in the United States, I could call myself a lawyer, but I'm not in the United States. So I work with labor law, and I work with law, and I have a law degree. So that's the best answer I can give you. Let's skip ahead.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Zachary. So on January 28th, 2015, you were arrested on warrants. We already talked about that.
You said April 28, 2015?
On July 28th, 2015, you were arrested on warrants from April 28th, 2015, correct?
It was late July. Yeah, it was late July.
And for those actions, for that incident on April 28th, 2015, you faced aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against Cecilia Davis, correct?
Yes.
Okay, you faced, and that carries 1 to 20 years, correct?
As to objection as to the relevance of what.
Overruled.
Aggravated assault
Your
with a
Honor,
deadly weapon carries 1 to
Hang on, she may have another one.
My objection is what I spoke at the bench with respect to the documents that are being sort of fanned about.
I understand the objection,
I'm-
as
okay.
does Mr. Short.
Okay.
I understand the rule. Excuse me.
The aggravated assault on Cecilia Davis carries 1 to 20 years, correct? Carried 1 to 20 years?
I think all of that looked like 189 years, something like that.
Okay, we'll get there. Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon against Diamond Wells.
I don't really know their names. I know.
Okay, so let me ask you this. You do know that you were facing, let's see, you were facing 2 aggravated assault with a deadly weapon.
I thought it was more than 2.
Oh.
Yes.
You know what, you're right, 3.
Thought it was more than 3.
Aggravated battery against Denise Bell, the lady that was shot.
That's her name?
Yes. You had criminal damage to property charges, correct?
Yes.
You had gang act violation charges, correct?
Yes.
And you had possession of a firearm during commission of a felony charges, 2 of those.
Yes.
Okay. And all in all, to your understanding, as you prepared to go speak to the police on August 5th, how much time did you believe you were facing?
I told her, I think they said like 189 years.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is good. This is Mr. Short telling the jury, this is why people lie when they go to interviews, because he was facing 189 years. And since he's sitting there in civilian clothing, well, he didn't get 189 years, did he?
From July 28th, or whatever day you were arrested in at the end of July, to August 5th, the time you gave your statement, you were held without bond, correct?
Yes.
You didn't have a bond.
Yeah. I ain't had no bond.
Okay. And you were being held in Rice Street.
Yes.
Okay. And I'm not going to go through everything about Rice Street, but is Rice Street a place you wanted to be?
No.
Okay. And I'm not going to get into your medical history, but you have specific medical concerns, correct?
A lot of them.
Okay. Is that a place that you feel would give you treatment appropriate treatment for your medical needs, Rice Street.
No, I almost died in there like 2-3 times.
You wanted out of Rice Street, correct?
Yes.
Mr. Kokomo, could you, with the court's approval, Mr. Kokomo, could you approach, Mr. Kokomo approach the witness and show him a screenshot
Yes.
on the computer?
Are you going to print it out ultimately?
It's
or-
on the computer. It's part of an exhibit,
Oh, it's.
but we don't want to publish it until
Okay,
we lay a foundation.
okay.
Oh, please, one more. Show the stamp. Did you give him a chance to look? No, but did you give him a chance to look? Okay. Did you have an adequate chance to look at what was on the screen?
Yes.
Okay, did you recognize the people on the screen?
I recognize me.
Okay, Mr. Kokomo, was that you from August 5th of 2015 in the interview room?
Looked like it, yeah.
Okay. No, we're good, thank you. Your Honor, at this
Yes.
point, I would move to admit DS 41F, which is a portion of the August 5th, 2015 interview from evidence reviewer time 2.
Your Honor, I just saw a screenshot. If Mr. Sharp would just let me know before announcing what it is so that I didn't see a video. I saw a screenshot. He told me it was a screenshot.
Is it going to be just a screenshot or is it
No,
going to be
the
a portion of
screenshot
the?
was to
Okay, but what you want
From-
to admit in,
2/12/29 to 2/13/35.
does that tell you what you need or do you need to see it?
It's-
No, I'd
it's
like to
things-
see it, Your Honor,
Okay,
and I
all
know.
right, you know what? Let's take a bathroom break.
Remember, folks, this is things the defense got from the state. And remember, Ms. Love has said so many times, well, we gave it to them in discovery. And she was forced to actually tell the defense, now we are going to do this. And he showed her the screenshot. This is a video we want to play. There are 5 assistant district attorneys on the team that prosecute this. And no one of them are prepared.
We'll let them review this while y'all are out. Out what it is that is being shown can join. Hmm?
Skipping ahead. And it's a break. And
Steele, if you want to just. Okay. All right, so what is it, Ms. Love?
There was
Hey,
a photo
Lori.
of Mr.
good to have
Stillwell
you here.
that was admitted, and we have a different photo that we did provide in discovery on another page of Mr. Stillwell's that we would be tendering, and I think it may have been the subject of some prior objections or.
Yeah, the photo definitely looks the same, as does the post. It's just on 2 different people's pages, the one that, or what are you saying?
Two different I think they're both Mr. Stillwell's, but they're different platforms or different names. It looks entirely different.
And so you're saying you intend to tender it,
Yes. Your Honor.
and
And I just.
there might have been an objection previously that would have ruled it out, or?
I wasn't sure. I just wanted to make sure
No,
that defense had a copy of it and saw what we were going to tender before so that there was no surprise while the jury was in the
Okay.
box.
Well, this is, I mean, it needs to be that.
Well, we have a redacted one and one without the redactions.
Do I need to look back at what the ruling was?
No, I wouldn't. I litigated this issue to keep this out, but Your Honor didn't see that my way, and I accept that, so I admitted it.
Okay, I think that Ms. Love's saying it's in some way different because it's from a different,
Well, I mean, I got that from discovery, so.
It's a different one. That's not the one that we litigated. This is the one that we litigated. But I was just putting him on notice.
Here is how dishonest Miss Love is. That both those were in discovery. She knows that. They only litigated one of them, but it wouldn't have mattered which one they litigated because it is the same picture or video, just from two different sources. And she knows this, or should know this, because it was in discovery.
If he's no objection, then we don't have a problem.
Well, I don't know why we put in two of the same post.
Oh, I do, because that's not exactly the same as this one.
can I see him? What's different about them?
One has a date.
Huh?
They have,
Oh, the date.
and
Well, the date was litigated. And that's the issue. You said it was admissible. We weren't certain about the date. I'm not hiding from the date, but I think someone needs to authenticate the date. I think it's clear it was taken early.
Don't talk at the same time.
I think it was clear from the testimony, at least Mr. Zachary, was taken early 2015 or
I
late
think he said
2014.
it might have been.
Right.
Yes. that
I'm not hiding from the
Somewhere in
date.
the late
but-
2014 to early 2015 range.
And so to answer Your Honor's question, it was litigated with Judge Glanville, I believe, and he said it's coming in. But then I also brought up the issue of the hovering
Right.
to get the
which-
date.
That's gone.
Right.
Okay, yeah, no, it does look like it's from a different page or account. So, okay. All right, thank you. You good? Okay. I don't know if the jury, do we know whether the jury is ready? We're trying to see whether the jury's ready yet. For the fact that nobody's come back, that they're not ready yet.
Skipping ahead. There's a lot of skipping ahead today. That's the good thing with recaps. You can actually skip ahead through the absolute boring stuff and the breaks and the pauses and everything. Yeah. And doing recaps, even if it's late my time, I get my good sleep earlier. So I think I might continue with this format for the time being, at least, to do recaps after the trial day is done. I mean, most people work who are interested in, well, you have stuff to do in the daytime, or you just have this in the background, or you just don't have time and see it on the lunch break or stuff like that. So maybe recaps is the way to go to condense everything in I've had my 9-10 hour streams on this damn trial. And yeah, I think I prefer at least for now. But once we get to really interesting parts, as in the defense case in chief, when that starts, whenever that starts, I will probably go back to doing live streams because those will be amazing.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
So Mr. Sharp has brought to me DS 46, which is the indictment only of 15 SC 138994. The state had used 509Y, which was the certified, well, not certified, copy of the indictment and conviction for this witness for that case. But Mr. Sharp has indicated that he intends to tender or attempt to introduce the indictment only. And my objection is that I don't know for what purpose only an indictment is admissible. The indictment is allegation. So it's just hearsay. Essentially, if he's going to tender the certified or even a copy of the certified, I wouldn't even object since he's already admitted that he pled to it. But to tender the indictment alone, I don't think there's any relevance to the indictment alone. I don't think it's a proper means of impeachment. He's already talked about and gotten the witness to testify that he was warrants for that he was charged with these particular crimes. I believe he named all of them. And if I'm wrong, Mr. Sharp can correct me. But I don't think that this is a proper piece of evidence. And I don't mean not just to go back out to the jury. I mean, I don't think that it's an admissible document.
Oh, really?
Alone.
Now
There's
it's
two different
hearsay,
things.
Ms.
It's what he's
Love.
charged with by the police, and then what he's indicted for. When he went in for that proffer, he was under indictment.
Okay.
And so the indictment is relevant. Mr. Steele, and I'd be happy to use the state's copy of the indictment, but they didn't admit it into evidence.
No.
So I can't do that. Mr. Steele is under the belief that he admitted that same indictment during cross-examination of Mr. Sledge, but we're not finding it. Okay, well-
Just an indictment being admitted, but
No, and I don't have a problem if it was for,
I don't have
I-
it.
was it admitted?
Yes.
Not
That's
in a-
co-defense, but I can't find it yet. So if Mr. Sledge, Mr. Zachary.
With-
co-defendants,
yeah.
both pled guilty. I believe that I introduced a prior conviction of Mr. Sledge during cross,
Okay.
but I can't find it yet. So that's what Mr.
the prior conviction is one thing, the indictment alone is the other.
And I agree with that, but I'm not, and I'm not trying to impeach him with a prior conviction. That's something completely different. I'm impeaching him with bias and motive of what the police charge him with something, and then the DA's charge him with something under an indictment. And I'm just trying to make it clear that to the jury, what the indictment that he was under when he went in and gave those statements.
Okay, so you could ask him that question. You can even read from it if you want to. I mean, but I don't think we need all of the language of the indictment nor the indictment itself. Just ask him, were you charged with indicted for, and then whatever.
Okay, I understand.
And Your Honor,
That's fine.
And Your Honor, I'd ask that, as it's a document that won't be tendered or admitted, that Mr. Sharp not be allowed to sort of waive it in front of the jury. I know he didn't do it intentionally.
I was just
before.
trying
It
to
was
read
just-
off.
I'm not going to direct.
Miss Love, you had a 275-page transcript, walking around, waving it around. It was like, I mean, and now you complain about Mr. Short just pointing to the document. This,
Y'all about
Right.
what you can hold in your hands.
I'm not.
Right, I was
that
just
wasn't
trying to
my
read
point.
last time, and I'll do my best to keep it on the lectern.
Mr. Steele.
Your Honor, I think it does come in the indictment without the attached conviction if we don't have the attached conviction
Well,
because,
Mr. Sharp's fine with just asking questions about it.
well, if he's
so-
fine, then that's okay. But my belief is at the time of the proffer,
Uh-huh.
it would go to Mrs. Zachary. If he recognized the document, yes, that was my incentive. So it would be a relevant document.
I'm not saying it's not a relevant topic for examination.
Right. Yes.
We ready for the jury? Yeah.
he's presented. So there are a bunch of his examination. Yes, after Mr. Shart finishes his examination, I'm not sure if Mr. Steele has, his is going to take his turn, but he gave to Miss Knight, while I was talking to Mr. Shart, a bunch of exhibits and a photo, I think some videos and a photo, but there are a lot of them, but I haven't had a chance to look at what it is that he's presented. So
What are you whining about now?
Mr. Steele.
He's just being courteous. When it's my turn, this is some of the things I'm going to. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
It's not that much. It's from the recorded interviews from August 5, 2015 and March 2nd, March 3rd, 2017. I did clips to make it easier for everyone. So I gave the clips. That's what most of them are.
Big Ray asked, what is the epic
Thank
walkout?
you. Go ahead,
We
Ms.
will
Love.
get there.
No,
We
it's
will
Mr.
get
Sharp.
there.
Oh, sorry, I just was used to it being you. Sorry. Been saying that all day. Go ahead, Mr. Short.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Zachary, I want to talk about it. We're going to come back to August 5th, 2015, but I just want to talk to you about something else real quick, okay?
Okay.
All right. Beyond the April 28, 2015 shootings, you also had some issues in federal court, correct?
Yes,
And that revolved around your purchase of guns, correct?
yes,
And you were accused of being essentially a straw purchaser.
yes,
Okay, you purchased 3 guns in 2015, correct?
yes,
Okay, one of those, I just want to talk about one of those guns. You purchased a Diamondback DB 15223 rifle, correct?
yes,
Okay, and you bought this gun in January 2015, correct?
I think it was early January, something like that, yeah.
Okay, and you bought that gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
I didn't really buy it for him, but he ended up with it. So yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, Kenneth Copeland, and you've already resolved this federal case, correct?
Probation.
Okay. So Kenneth Copeland in January 2015 approached you and said he needed a firearm, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And then you're not a convicted felon at the time, correct?
No.
So you had the ability to purchase firearms.
Yes.
Okay. And you went to Arrowhead Pawn Shop to purchase a firearm, correct?
Yes.
And that was because Kenneth Copeland asked you to purchase a firearm, correct?
He asked me for a gun, yeah.
Okay. And when you went to Arrowhead Pawn, you didn't go by yourself, did you?
No.
You went with Kenneth Copeland and Antonio Sledge, correct?
I remember me and Copeland, I don't remember Sled.
Okay.
Isn't it strange that the people who actually committed crimes, provably committed crimes, are the people who got plea deals from and was called as witnesses? And as in Mr. Zachary's case, he isn't even in this indictment. Isn't that weird? Well, isn't that strange that the prosecution seems to have given the best deals to the worst criminals? Strange.
And when you purchased this gun for, and as far as you know, you're the first person Kenneth Copeland came to asking this favor,
Objection, speculation.
as far as you know.
He told me that he said he told me the gang unit or something, told me he can have a gun or something. It was something like that.
He told you the gang unit told him he could have a gun?
Yeah.
Okay. But what I'm asking, you don't know of him approaching anyone else before you to try to get their help. As far as you know, you were the first person he came to.
Yeah.
Okay. And you purchased this gun for Kenneth Copeland.
Objection, asked and answered 3 times.
Okay. Did you charge Mr. Copeland anything to make this purchase for him?
No.
Okay, you did it on friendship, correct?
Yes.
And that gun is the same gun that Kenneth Copeland ended up getting charged with on April 28, 2015, leaving it in the bag at the rec center, Dunbar Rec
Objection.
Center, correct?
Objection calls for speculation and hearsay, unless he was there. So Your Honor, I would ask that he provide a
Uh,
basis for his
sustain
knowledge.
us to the prior question. You changed the question. If you know from personal knowledge.
What happened with the gun?
Yeah, not from somebody telling you.
Yeah, I'm on probation for it. He got caught with the gun.
Who got caught with it?
Copeland.
Okay. All right. Let's get back to the August 5th, 2015 meeting with, and that was with Investigator Gaither and
Yes.
Investigator Dennis eventually entered the room, correct?
Yes.
And I think Investigator Thorpe entered the room, correct?
Yes.
All right. On direct, you claimed that the police just came and got you. They wanted to talk to you. You didn't ask to speak to them.
I know for a fact I ain't asked, like, called them. Well, I'm like called them myself. I'm locked up.
Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41F into evidence. That is a clip from August 5th, 2015, times by evidence reviewer 21229 to 21335.
All right, that's admitted.
Permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
And there's no objection.
Mr. Copeland, could you publish 41F? And
You whining little bee. Miss Love, you don't have to announce no objection. You don't have to say anything, but you just had to. Jury, we don't object to this. Jury, listen to me. Ooh, piece of garbage.
Mr. Zachary, is that you in that, before Mr. Kokomo plays it, is that you?
Look like it.
Okay, and is that Investigator Gaither with the back to the camera?
With the dreads, yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Who got that? This guy.
Well, as you know, you contacted us. You want to come down here and make a statement about these cases that we have. Y'all been getting on my darn nerves calling us, so we're here. But even though you reached out to us wanting to talk, I still gotta advise you you're right, okay? That's a yes, you gotta say yes.
Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. All right, you heard Investigator Gaither say that you wanted to come down here to make a statement about these cases we have.
Yes, but I told y'all and them, like, pull up the phone records. My jail phone, I never called them myself. Like,
Okay. You heard her say, y'all been getting on my nerves calling me, so here we are. You heard her say that?
yes.
Okay. And you never corrected her on that?
I was going through withdrawals then. I don't remember. I mean, I probably wouldn't even focus.
Okay. You were going through withdrawals in jail, correct?
Yeah.
From the date you were arrested in late July to August 5th, you were going through withdrawals.
If you look at my
what
jail records, like, they always had to go through detox
What kind of withdrawals? For what?
from Xanax and Roxas.
What does that feel like?
Roxas.
What does
Pain-
that feel like?
Painful some days, like stomach, head.
Is it misery?
Yeah.
Now you're saying that you didn't call Investigator Gaither personally.
No, I didn't.
Did you have family members calling her?
I think I had someone say they called her and asked her what I was locked up for and this and that.
Who was that person? Was that SG, your girlfriend, that was calling Investigator Gaither?
I don't remember. It was somebody. It probably was her.
Or was it your family, maybe your father or your...
Not my father ain't calling no police.
Okay. Well, you heard Investigator Gaither claim that people had been calling or you had been calling repeatedly.
Yeah.
Okay. The bottom line is you were desperate to get out.
Objection, asked and answered.
Overruled.
Yeah. Yes.
You wanted to have that meeting on August 5th, 2015, didn't you?
Really? Yeah.
You wanted to talk to the police. You were sitting without bond, facing 189 years, without any hope of getting out. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
You wanted to talk to the police to try to get yourself out of trouble.
At that time, I didn't know the details of that case right there, like what I was meant, like why I was being charged. But I know the gun I had got caught with, but from what they were talking about in my last plenary hearing, that's what I knew.
Okay, well, you knew, okay. From your preliminary hearing, you know you'd been caught with that gun,
Yes.
and you knew that that gun was going to be linked to
A lot of
shooting
shootings.
of a lot of shootings. And you wanted to get out in front of it and talk to the police.
Yes, 'cause I knew they had a gun over my head.
Your goals, and you had from late July to August 5th to come up with what you were going to tell the police, didn't you?
I think I told y'all that I can't go. I ain't come up with it. I was coming up with it as I was just talking, really.
Okay. Your goal going into that August 5th, 2015 meeting, let's talk about that. You wanted to help yourself.
At first, yeah.
You wanted to convince the police, Investigator Gaither, Investigator Dennis, to make calls and get you a bond.
Yes.
You wanted to convince Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis to make calls and get you leniency on these charges that you were going to be facing.
Yes.
Actually, the first thing you wanted to do is try to convince Investigator Gaither that you were innocent, that you weren't even there, right?
Yeah.
You also knew, based on what Demikian had told you, that your friend Moontunk had been implicated.
I mean, like, we really don't be hiding from each other, so yes, I know.
Okay. And you wanted to clear Moontunk, Antonio Sledge, as a shooter in this incident. You wanted to clear him from being a shooter.
As a shooter, yes.
Okay. And you remember when Miss Love was asking you about, well, you put him at the scene, so how are you helping him? Okay. Well, let's talk about that.
Well, I thought by letting him know he ain't condoning it or did no shoes. I ain't know at the time. I was young, full of drugs.
In your mind, at the time of August 5th, 2015, there were degrees of responsibility here, correct?
Which means,
Just being there is one thing.
yes.
Being a shooter of the houses is an entirely different thing.
In my mind, I thought that's how, yeah.
Right. And so in your mind, at the time, by telling the police that Antonio Sledge was just there, just driving, you were helping him, even though you were putting him at the scene.
And I would tell him like he didn't disagree to it, but I didn't know. I was young. Really my first time going through it. Like, right.
You also wanted to get revenge on Demikian at this meeting, correct?
Yeah.
And let's be real, you wanted to talk about other things other than this incident.
I want to talk about. I wouldn't everything. They know I had already heard these things because my preliminary hearing. They knew that.
You know how the system works. You knew how the system works.
No.
Sustained.
You knew that people such as yourself, when you're in trouble, one way to get out of trouble is to give information on other cases, correct? You knew that.
Not really. I don't. To be honest, man, I was just young and dumb doing something, man. Thought I could.
Well, you wanted to talk to Investigator Gaither not only about your case, but you wanted to talk about other cases, didn't you?
Cases that had already been. It's like if you go get my preliminary hearing transcript, you'll see that a lot of these cases was already talked about, and I knew I had got caught with the gun. They did a lot of these cases.
Isn't it true, Mr. Zachary, that you first started trying to talk about other cases and Investigator Gaither had to tell you, before we start moving on to other cases, we got to deal with your case first. Isn't that true?
Yes.
Okay. And the reason you wanted to talk about other cases is because information that you give is a bargaining chip for leniency in the future for you to get out quicker, correct?
I thought, but
Okay.
Once I thought on like what I did, I never ended up taking no plea. Like when they were offering pleas, like so testify and say all the people and stuff, I never took them.
Okay. You made it clear to the police on August 5th. You made it clear to Investigator Gaither and Investigator Dennis that you wanted to get out of jail immediately.
Yeah.
You said, I'm saying I don't want to be sitting in no jail, man. Sound right?
Yes.
I'm saying, can y'all just tell them to release me on house arrest or something? Sound about right?
Yes.
And law enforcement, Investigator Gaither, indicated that they were going to do that for you, didn't they?
I don't remember.
Remember Investigator Gaither telling you that she's going to hop on the phone with the DA ASAP?
Yeah, she said something like that.
Mr. Zachary, when you sat down with Investigator Gaither and she wanted to talk to you about the April 28th incident first, Your first thing you told her is you weren't there, isn't it?
Yes.
Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 41A, which is August 5th, 2015 interview 21851 to 22201.
Admitted.
Okay, Mr. Kokomo. Oh, permission to publish, Your Honor.
You may.
Thank you. Ms. Kokomo, could you please publish DS 41A?
Talk about this is what you've been charged with. What do you have to say about the case? What's that, Mike?
Keep playing, keep playing.
You wasn't worth. What did you hear about it?
My DJ got jumped. Like so. And then,
You was at the house on Cleveland?
yeah.
Apartment, after you said?
And then that when she told me that she had got shot at too.
That same night?
You know, she said that they had gotten a whole bunch of shooting, and then like Ill Gang had pulled up at my cousin's house. My cousin over there one night, Thig, y'all know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I said, yeah, I don't know his name, but she was going in the house. She said y'all started shooting at the house, like they shooting from the apartment. Like she said,
Where is this house located?
um,
you talking about?
Landrum apartment,
Landrum and Zone 4?
council.
No, campus.
Yeah.
So who stay over there again?
My cousin lives, right? And Thig.
That's what Javante said?
Yeah.
She your blood cousin?
Yeah.
I mean, you know how people say.
No, my real cousin.
So this gang got to shoot at them at Landrum.
Yeah.
Is this before or after D got shot at? I mean, got jumped on?
She said they haven't led. It was after hours from.
So first D get jumped on, then shootings happened.
Y'all pretty like from how I heard, like what I heard her.
Okay.
I like, shoot, most of them call me or something in the morning to know that.
Mm-hmm.
But she like, most of them cussing D out because D telling them that he's shooting, they had shoot him in the face. So most of them told D they had fight around home. And then she like, then them D told, I would sleep, D told them one like, they had shot up the house.
D told you that, say that you kind of skimmed over that part. When you say D, told Demikian, right?
They real name.
You talking about Lil D from 30D,
Yeah.
like Mechanicsville? Demikian.
Mickey like told me that they had shot at the houses.
And who had shot the houses?
Him, Tay,
Mm-hmm.
and who it was, Shannon. He just told me nothing. He said him, Tay, Shannon, and some other boy named Trey Dunn. You can take.
Named Traydon?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. He told you personally.
Yeah.
How did he tell you over the phone? In your face?
Yeah, he's over my house. I was sitting there, he told me that they had shot the house, he said, and then what's called, that they shot up Lamb with Tay State.
So if gang came back,
Yeah.
and shot up
Yeah.
Tay house?
Yeah, someone right there.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I guess that was she was gonna go that night. And he said that when he went and Pier home.
Mm-hmm.
That when he went and shot up Pier home.
Who went up and shot Perry?
Him, Tay, Shannon, Trey Dunn. He told me them for name, he really say them. What?
All right. Thank you, Mr. Kokomo. Mr. Zachary, the first thing you said in that interview was that you weren't there that night.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
I told you 400 times that was a lie.
You claimed that you were at your house on Cleveland Avenue that whole night.
Yes.
That was a lie, correct?
I ain't go to the club stuff for real.
Okay. But you weren't there all night, were you?
No.
All right. You claimed to have information about what had occurred, though, correct?
Yes.
You weren't there, but you claimed to have information.
You see, I'm stuttering, stalling, making it up as I go.
I understand. You told Investigator Gaither that you knew what happened, not because you were there, but because Demikian had come over to your house the next day and confessed to you about what had occurred, correct?
Yes.
And that Demikian had told you that him and Tay and,
Yes.
this is the quote, what it was Shannon and Traydon were there with Demikian. That's what you claimed Demikian confessed.
Yes.
And that whole confession by Demikian was made up, correct?
I told y'all that.
That was a lie.
Yes.
Your Honor, I would move to admit DS 41B, which is evidence reviewer 223 to 22443. Permission to publish, Your
You
Honor.
may, admitted.
And that's what I'm saying, I feel like you kind of getting off track, because we got your phone records too. Alright? Just have a phone record. This is what we do. Okay. Remember when we locked you up the last time? Yeah. We went to the house and we ended up getting your phone number and stuff. And I got your phone record, because that was your phone number, right? No, ain't no. Okay. Well, like I said, we can stop this right now, because it's going in the wrong direction, and I don't want to waste your time or mine. This shit don't matter to me. My shit is good. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. I got the Mikion. Y'all, everybody thinks the Mikion snitching. This is the Mikion phone number, wasn't it? Yeah. I got the Mikion. I got yours.
And wait, one more.
I got more. 622. 662, whatever. So I don't know.
So the media ain't necessarily had to tell it. You know what I'm saying? Technology. So
So that's what I'm saying. That's why I wasn't impressed about coming to get you and coming to talk to none of y'all. Y'all want to talk to me? That's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to say y'all said. This is what's gonna fuck y'all. So I feel like once again you kind of going in the wrong direction. You said you come down here and be honest about shit. I'm being honest. You wasn't there.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ms. Kokomo, I'm sorry.
So then we really ain't got much to talk about. This shit is on you. It ain't on me. So y'all want to talk about all this.
Okay, let's talk about that. In the beginning of that clip, Investigator Gaither is confronting you and saying she's got phone records.
Yes.
Okay. And she's telling you that she knows you weren't home all night.
Yes.
And you say to her, I'm being honest.
Yes.
That was a lie. You claiming that you were being honest was a lie.
Yes.
You said, I promise I wasn't there. That was a lie.
I told you I was lying.
Investigator Gaither said to you, y'all want to talk to me, that's fine. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves, because this is what's going to FUCK y'all. This is the opportunity for y'all to save yourselves. What did you take that to me?
Fuck everybody.
Say it one more time.
Fuck everybody.
What's that mean?
Shit, I would have told you, like, I was just really making, like, at first I was making up stuff as I was going.
Let me ask you this. When you say F everybody, everybody includes Shannon?
It really was towards him and Demetrius anyway.
Okay. And so when you say F everybody, you're taking that opportunity to save yourselves as it's time to start talking about other people.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you say right after she said it's time to kill your time to save yourselves? Isn't it true that you looked at Investigator Gaither and said, so y'all want to talk about other cases?
Yes.
Right after lying about your own case, you wanted to talk about other cases.
Cases that I had already heard during my preliminary hearing, like I've been telling y'all about the gun that I got caught with.
I got you. Okay. In the story you gave on August 5th, 2015, the story you gave, not your testimony here this week, but the story you gave back then, that was a story that managed to take guns out of Moontung's hands. And I'm not saying he had a gun, but you made it clear that Moontung did not have a gun, did not do the shooting.
Yes.
Okay. And you viewed that as helping him.
At the time.
At the time. Okay. And after lying and saying you weren't there, the story you told managed to add someone else into the car. Correct?
Yes.
Shannon.
Yes.
And that story took the gun out of your hand and put it in Shannon's hand, correct?
Yes.
So you could say, hey, I wasn't shooting at all that day. I'm not the bad guy. That was Shannon.
Yes.
In fact, you told the police, you went so far as to tell the police that Antonio Sledge said to you, "We don't shoot up houses. That's what they do." Remember saying that?
Yes.
Remember Investigator Dennis laughing at you when you said that?
Yes. I don't remember laughing, but I remember saying that.
The reality, Mr. Zachary, on April 28th, 2015, 3 guys were upset, we'll just speak for you, were high, and did something really stupid. Isn't that correct?
Yes.
Those 3 guys were yourself, Demekion Garlington, and Mr. Sledge.
Yes.
Demekion Garlington was upset because he got jumped in the club.
I mean, yeah, who wouldn't be?
You were upset because they were shooting at your girlfriend
Cousin, really, yeah.
and your cousin. And the ballistics from that scene, as you've come to know,
I'm
and
going
you
to object based on hearsay because this witness's information about ballistics from the scene would only be based on hearsay.
it was
Your Honor, Your Honor, I'd
in
ask
his
Mr.
knowledge.
Sharp.
Talk at the same time,
It
please.
was in his knowledge when he gave this statement, and that's what's important.
Your Honor, the
And I
question
assume-
was,
Ms. Love.
the question was about the ballistics on the scene, not what he believed, but he specifically stated the ballistics on the scene. That would be based on hearsay, and anything that he is eliciting from this witness about ballistics based on the scene, unless he has a way of having personal knowledge beyond hearsay, it's based on hearsay.
Your gun,
Now,
Uh,
respond.
I'll just move on.
Okay, great.
your gun, the gun that you had, the gun that you were arrested with on May 5th or 7th, 2015, ejected shell casings on that scene, correct?
Objection, asked, answered, and hearsay, Your Honor.
It's not hearsay, it was there.
It is.
Overruled.
Well, I answer. I mean, answer.
Your Honor,
Yes.
did the court mean overruled? Because he's already said that he didn't know. So it was asked and answered.
Overruled.
You remember in that clip I just played when you said, "So y'all don't want to talk about other cases"?
Yes.
The truth is, in this interview, you went on to talk about the shooting of a house where the mother of a rapper named Lucci lived, correct?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Okay. Is that, in your mind, is that a big case? Was that a publicized case?
I don't remember,
Is
but
that a case that the police were interested in?
yes.
Okay. And you ended up speaking to the police about that case.
Yes.
You ended up
Because
telling lies to the police about that case.
answer and explain, yes, because I had the gun. I keep telling y'all all this came out at my preliminary hearing.
Okay. So you were trying to get ahead of that case because you were aware that the gun you were arrested with would match that scene as well.
Yes.
One of those other cases that you wanted to talk about was Donovan Thomas.
Yes.
Okay. You, in your understanding, that was a big case.
Yes.
That was the type of case that the police are interested in.
Yes.
That's the type of case that if you give information about that case, it can help you get a bond.
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
In his mind, we have to look at his mind state when he's giving these statements. That's his bias and motivation.
That wasn't the question.
Sustained.
Okay. That's the type of case if you give information, get you leniency for shooting up houses.
Objection, speculation.
Overruled.
That's what I thought at the time.
As you sat in that meeting, you believed that giving up information about as many of these cases as you could would be good for you.
But like, yes, but if you the gun,
I understand.
Yes, yes.
It was a dual purpose. You wanted to give information to get consideration, but you also were trying to clear yourself from the cases that involved the gun you were arrested.
Yes.
Either way, this desire to help yourself caused you to tell a bunch of lies on August 5th, 2015, didn't it?
I told them I lied.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay, that information. Well. Okay. Let's talk about the April 28th. Actually. Your Honor, at this time, I have some certified convictions that I'd like to admit.
Okay, show them to me. Sir.
And Your Honor, for the record, if there's extraneous papers, I would like to just discuss that when we have a moment, but I'm not suggesting that there may be extraneous papers in there.
Okay.
And we can skip ahead again.
To the extent possible, before. And I believe I've said this before, but if all of the attorneys could, to the extent possible, inform the other side before that day's trial what evidence you intend to use, it would make things go faster. And I know sometimes you just think all of a sudden, no, I want to use this exhibit, but for the ones you know you're probably going to use, please let the other side look at them beforehand.
This is completely my fault.
Okay.
The state has no objection to DS 49 and DS.
That, Ms. Love, is taking accountability. What Mr. Short did right there. He took responsibility. Yeah, my bad. How about you do that sometimes, Ms. Love?
DS 50 with the exception of, I think Mr. Sharp called them extraneous on DS 49, the last two, and on DS 50, the last 4 pages.
All right. And so I'm not following. Are y'all? Okay. All right. Well, then it's
So with the exception of the last 2 on DS 49 and the last 4 pages on DS 50, they have information that is.
okay, but they're
Your Honor.
not going to get published anyway. Okay.
Your Honor, at this time, I would ask to admit DS 49, which is the certified conviction, State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 15 SC 138994.
No objection
All right. That's admitted and is
with the exception.
Now, what do you think? You know now, he was facing 189 years. Then in August 5th, 2015, he was singing like a canary. And what was the result of him singing like a canary, blaming everybody and everything? Let's hear.
Is minus the last 2 pages. And is this the one you referenced as 49Y prior, or is this a different?
No,
No, state reference.
the state referenced it as 509Y.
Oh, okay.
509Y.
All right. Well, I had written down a DS49Y previously,
his-
but that's not what this is, right? This is just 49, DS49.
Correct.
Okay. Yes, it's admitted minus the last 2 pages.
And also, Your Honor, I would move to admit what's been marked as DS 50, which is a certified conviction, State of Georgia versus Quindarius Zachary, 19 SC 165123.
Okay, minus the last 4 pages, right? Okay, that's also admitted.
And there's no objection from the state.
Yes, you may. Thank you.
The judge doesn't even acknowledge that the prosecution has no objection.
Going back to the April 28, 2015 case, Mr. Zachary, we already talked about how you were charged by Investigator Gaither.
Yes,
And Demekion Garlington was charged in
yes,
July 2015,
yes,
and Antonio Sledge was charged.
yes,
Okay, Shannon Stillwell, and you went to court with these people, and this case went through the system, correct?
yes.
Shannon Stillwell was never charged by the police for the
Objection,
April
Your Honor,
28
relevance and 403, and I can approach with the reason. I don't want to say it out loud.
Come on up.
Oh, Ms. Love waited all day for that. To return a 403. This is so pathetic. Ms. Love, this is so pathetic. I mean, you know you don't have grounds for a 403. It's just stupid. And this gets us to sidebar counter 266. And let's see. And they're back.
Thank you. All right. Okay. So, Mr. Zachary, I think you said that you were aware that Investigator Gaither charged Demekion Garlington, yourself, and Antonio Sledge for April 28th.
Yes.
Okay. Investigator Gaither never charged Shannon Stillwell, did she?
They never charged him. I brought up his name.
Okay. All right. And this case, and I think it's right in front of you, this case, the April 28, 2015 case, was indicted by the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And
May.
it was indicted on November 13th, 2015.
Yes.
Okay. And that would have been, November 13th, 2015 would have been 2 months and 8 days after you gave this statement. It's claiming that Shannon Stillwell was there.
I guess.
Okay.
That's how long it been.
All right. No, actually, I'm wrong. 3 months and 8 days.
I guess.
Okay. Did the District Attorney's Office, the Fulton County District Attorney's Office, ever charge in this indictment Shannon Stillwell with the events of April 28th, 2015?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to that question. The indictment speaks for itself and period.
Sustained.
The people charged were you, Antonio Sledge, and Demekion Garlington, correct?
Yes.
May I approach?
You may.
You're aware that this April 28th, 2015 incident is alleged as an overt act in this case, in this indictment, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. I don't think that that's a one relevant to just anything.
Sustained.
Okay. Do you know if in this indictment, Shannon Stillwell is even accused of the April 28th, 2015 shootings?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay, 9 years have passed since the shooting of Mr. Bennett, YFN Lucci, his mother's house. Okay,
Yes.
okay, and 9 years, 9 years have passed since you gave this statement to the police, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you aware of Shannon Stillwell ever being charged for that crime based on your word?
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
All right. We're going to move on to what you said about the Donovan Thomas case back in 2015, right?
Okay.
And I know that you've said it's lies, correct?
Yes.
You actually gave 2 statements to the police about these, all of these things. You met with the police in August 5th, 2015 with Gaither, Dennis, and Thorpe, correct?
Yes.
And then as the state brought out, you also had a proffer session set up by your attorney, correct?
That I didn't know nothing about.
Okay, to your understanding, did your attorney set that up?
I never knew until I got there.
Okay,
That's why we had I think it's supposed to be something happened behind that or something. I never heard nothing else about it after the fact.
to your understanding, was the purpose for you to give information on other people to try to get leniency on your case?
I told you I don't even know like what that was. Like I never even like to be honest, like that wasn't even my lawyer at the time.
Okay.
So that's how I don't know. I told you something supposed to happen behind.
Well, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, you were still in jail, correct?
Yes.
Still wearing a blue jumpsuit, correct?
Yes.
And March 3rd, 2017, it was no different than August 5th, 2015. You wanted out, correct?
Yes.
You were still facing the same charges.
Yes.
All right. You've testified, or strike that. The state asked you about 2 different statements you gave, right?
Yes.
About 2 years in between, or a year and a half in between.
Yeah.
Okay. And you've been asked about what you said about Shannon, my client, allegedly confessing to you.
Yes.
Mr. Zachary, you would agree that the truth never changes, correct?
Objection, Your Honor. It's just vague and bowstring and
Overruled.
You would agree the truth never changes?
Yes.
You would agree that if you tell a true story on different days, that story should not change.
objection, vague, improper.
Overruled.
Man, I ain't.
Answer my question, and you would agree that if you tell a true story on 2 different days, that truth should not change.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 41D, which is August 5th, 2015 statement. Evidence reviewer 25115 to 25145. And Mr. Kokomo, if you could pull it up but not play it yet.
Is this D and it's in Delta?
DS,
Okay.
yes.
No, I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm
Not
sorry, the
the
back,
GS.
yes, Delta, thank you,
Okay.
yes.
DS. Which one? DS.
DS 41 Delta.
Thank you.
And,
State has no,
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say state has no objection.
All right.
And
Yes, please.
Mr. Zachary,
We want to
um,
keep this Judge
in
Whitaker
these
for the rest of the trial.
interviews, they asked you about where and when this confession occurred, correct?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Kokomo, could you publish DS 41 Delta?
All right, and it is admitted.
Where were you guys when Shannon was telling you this, and what day was it? The same day or the day after?
Same like Shannon. I walking through. I had just walked me and Moose when they pulled up at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And Shannon finna go to her house. And all the bullets were going out the gun. Like, he like, we ain't got no guns. They see Moose some gun.
Right.
Moose had a little handgun. They see Moose some gun and go to the store. Moose say, wait, I ain't got no bullet. And Shannon started talking.
Now, Mr. Zachary, as I understand your testimony today, your testimony is when you showed up at Jeffrey Williams' condo that night or that morning, early hours of the morning, Shannon was not there. Is that your testimony? I'm talking about in court now.
Right, no,
under
yeah,
oath.
I think when I first got there, Shannon went down.
Okay. However, in this statement that you gave August 5th, 2015, you told the police that you pulled up with Muntunk and you saw Shannon when you arrived.
Go ahead, answer. Man, they know them were lies. How long ago it was? They lies.
I understand, but I'm asking, that's what you said on August 5th. That was the lie you told.
Yes,
Okay. And the lie you told was Shannon said he was about to go to a girl's house, correct?
yes.
Meaning Shannon had not gone to a girl's house yet. He was about to go.
You say that would happen?
No, I'm saying that's what you told.
Yeah,
the police.
meaning.
And you told the police when Shannon was about to go to the girl's house, that's when you started talking and he confessed.
Yes.
All right. Your Honor, I would ask, I'd move to admit DS 37B, which is from the March 3rd, 2017 interview from 3418 to 3438.
Admitted.
And permission.
See, there is a discussion in the chat regarding my mods and the rules that applies. Let me make one thing clear here. Avoid politics. This is not a politics channel. And YouTube have a tendency to not like politics. Number two, don't be rude. Or as I normally say it, don't be an ass. It's really easy to not be an ass. So please do not be an ass. And three, try to keep it on the subject of the stream. All right? Thank you.
You may.
And supposedly everybody went back to Thug's condo on 10th Street.
Nah, when that with me, Thug, yeah, and that Shannon had them can't let them on though. But when we found out Nook died, then my right there with me, Shannon, yeah, Munson had pulled up too, because he had heard everybody call her, he pulled up.
Okay. So in that clip on March 3rd, 2017, you were asked about when you pulled up, right?
Yes.
To the condo. And you said the only people there were Yak, Thug, and Dolly, correct?
Yes.
And that Shannon didn't show up until later that morning.
They told you that. Yes.
You told them that Shannon was not there when you arrived at Jeffrey's condo.
Yes.
Your Honor, I move to admit DS 38B, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview from 1545 to 1609. Permission to publish.
And like,
Who was with you at the condo when Munson called and said,
he Thug, yeah, Dolly. Yeah, Dolly, and he Thug girls, man.
where was Shannon?
Him and Demetrius was some girls. Was some girls out my fish at the condo
Later on?
about right 4-9 time, like 4-5 in the morning.
4-5 in the morning.
Okay. And that clip, that second clip from March 3rd, 2017, again, you say that Yak, Dolly, Thug, and you were at the condo. Correct?
Yes.
And you were specifically asked, where's Shannon?
Yeah.
And you told, did you recognize that voice as the person who asked you?
Dennis.
Okay. And you told the police and the DAs that were sitting in that meeting that Shannon was with some girls with Demetrius.
Yeah.
And they didn't show up to Jeffrey's condo until 4 or 5 in the morning.
I told you that, yeah.
I'm going to, Your Honor, I'm going to move to admit DS 39A, which is also from the March 3rd, 2017 interview, 1815, 1833.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish.
You may, and I'm sorry, did you say 38 or 39?
39A.
Okay.
If Demetrius and Shannon came in at what, 3-4 o'clock in the morning, where y'all been there for the last 7-8 hours?
It was a girl, that was dropped, I think that was dropped off at the studio.
What girl?
I don't know the girl from Canterville.
That's what they told you?
We saw the girl.
Right, but
Okay. In that clip, Dennis is asking about Shannon again, correct?
Yes.
And he changed it. You had already told him 4 or 5. He changed it to 3 or 4, and you corrected him and said, no, they didn't show up till 4 or 5 in the morning, correct?
Yes.
And you said they were with girls, right?
Yes.
And Dennis tried to say, oh, that's what they told you. And you told him you saw the girls,
Yes.
okay? And because you, in fact, did see the girls that night.
Yes.
When
that
the-
morning.
Right, that morning, thank you. When Shannon and Demekion showed up at 4 or 5 a.m. And they were girls from Mechanicsville.
I don't know where they were from for real.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm going to ask to admit DS39E echo into evidence, and that's also from the March 3rd, 2017, from 3644 to 3719.
Admitted.
And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
That morning, yeah.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car,
Just said we called it out there.
that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we called it out there.
All right, well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, anyway, right? And he said he was with, Yak,
He said
Nard.
while he was weekend, so
Okay, so
Okay. So that is where you're telling the lie on Shannon in the 2017 interview, correct?
yes.
All right. Now, I understand it's a lie, but let's talk about the details that you gave there in that clip. Shannon told you we caught Nut down bad when he got there that morning, correct?
He didn't tell me that.
No, I'm saying that's what you told the
Yeah.
police.
Yeah.
Thank you for correcting that. That's what you told the police
Yes.
after he got dropped off by the girls.
Yes.
And in fact, you're the person who let him in the condo when the girls dropped him off, correct?
Yes.
Because you need a card to get into the condo and you had to go down and let them in, and that's how you saw the girls.
Yes.
And in 2017, your claim was Shannon told you after he got back from the girls' house.
Yes.
All right, so let's review. You would agree from 2015 to 2017, your story about the circumstances of this supposed confession changed.
Yes.
August 5th, you claim that Shannon tells you after asking you for a gun or asking Moontooth for a gun so he can go see girls. Right?
Yes.
2017, you're claiming Shannon confessed. You're claiming you never saw Shannon that night when you arrived. And you're claiming Shannon confessed after he returns, after he's been dropped off by the girls, which you saw.
Yes.
Both lies,
I told you I lied.
but the lies changed, didn't they?
Yes. I ain't even remembering. You see, they were saying and I.
The truth doesn't change, but lies change, correct?
Yes.
All right, let me ask you this. On March 3rd, 2017, when you told that second version of the lie, did any of the investigators, did any of the district attorneys sitting up there with you say, hold on, Mr. Zachary, back in 2015, you said this, now you're saying this. Explain why it changed. Did anyone
Compound.
Did anyone ask for clarification of why your story had changed?
No.
Okay, let's talk about what Mr. Stillwell, again, it's a lie, but what your lies were, what he supposedly confessed to, okay? Okay, we're going to talk about that next.
All right.
All right. Your Honor, I move to admit DS41C, which is from the August 5th, 2015 interview, 249:30 to 249.
This, folks, is how you use evidence with your questionings. You notice that Ms. Love, during the entirety of her direct examination, she just read from a transcript and just went on and on and on and on. Here is Mr. Shaw asking a few questions, and then here is the video of it. Asking a few questions, here's the video about it. If Miss Love had done anything remotely, first of all, it would have shown that she isn't correct in her assumption of what actually happened. But at this, it's so infuriating because, this trial is a scam. It's a scam by the prosecution's office. They were handed out an extra 36 million, I believe, a few years ago in order to clear the docket of cases, because there's a lot of cases in Fulton County. And they are using all that money on RICO trials. And in Ms. Love's case, allegedly getting her boyfriend or former boyfriend or current boyfriend, not really sure, taking him to Aruba and stuff like that. And for you who are new here, I have footage about what actually happened in Aruba. I'm so proud of that meme. I made it myself. Ah.
51. Permission to publish.
Hey, nothing, man. So, do you remember the exact words that Shannon told you as far as what happened? Yeah. I was just caught nigga nut down bad. You said we caught nigga nut down bad? Like me, yeah. No, do what?
Okay. In August 5th, 2015, the lie you gave was that Shannon said we caught the N nut down bad, right?
Yes.
And the lie also, you also added that lie by saying Shannon told you that it was him, Yak, Nard, and Duop in the car, correct?
Yes.
And as Ms. Love has brought out in direct examination, you also claim that Shannon gave you all sorts of details about the incident. That was the lie you told in 2015.
Yes.
Okay. Your Honor, I move to admit DS39E, Echo, which is from March 3rd, 2017.
No
from
objection.
3644 to 3719. Permission to publish.
Okay.
And you talked to Shannon when he got there that night?
I'm on here.
All right, and that's when he told you that he actually was in the car.
Just said we caught it down there.
All right, that he and some other guys killed Nut, basically.
Just said we caught it down there.
All right. Well, he said that he ran across Nut that night, right? And he said he was with Yak,
He
Nard.
said while he was weekend, I told him.
Okay, so
Okay. Mr. Zachary, you just saw that clip?
Yes.
Okay, on March 3rd, 2017, when you were being questioned by law enforcement, you told a lie. And you said that Shannon said, we caught Nut down bad.
Yes.
And law enforcement asked for clarification about what else he said. And they said he told you who he was in the car with, right?
Yes.
And you told law enforcement, no, Shannon didn't tell me who he was in the car with. Demekion told me.
Yes.
Okay, that your story about what Shannon said to you changed
Yes.
from August 5th, 2015 to March 3rd, 2017.
Yes.
August 5th, he's given all these details. March 3rd, 2017, he just says, we caught someone down bad, and you get the details from someone else.
Yes.
Okay? Your Honor, I move to admit DS40D, which is
objection from the
for the
state.
March 3rd, 2017, 259-23 to 259-46. Mr. Kokomo, if you'll play that when you get it up.
And now nobody is acknowledging that Miss Love tries to, I don't have an objection. I don't have an objection. And Mr. Shaw actually raises his voice a bit to complete his question or his his instruction to play the video.
Oh, and this is just an audio clip, Your Honor.
All right, so that was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what? For Shannon?
No,
For the
you
Shannon?
can,
For the video?
Shannon's using for
That's
this
right.
one.
You said. The video show you what the whole entire starting lineup. So you had nothing to do-
Could you hear that?
No.
Okay. Can you play it any louder, Ms. Kokomo?
And if that doesn't work, you might be able to plug those headphones into that laptop.
Oh,
Or maybe, no.
Ms. Percival didn't seem to have a lot of faith in me doing it correctly.
Percifield's the closest thing we have to IT.
Yes,
so We'll go with what she thinks.
Ms. Kokomo saying we can play it loud.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know about the seating arrangements. Weird. I feel like it's like I'm like at the United Nations over here.
And Ms. Kokomo, it's 2:59:23. He's trying to pull it up on evidence
I
review.
think that part was the part that was
Right.
relevant.
Perfect.
I got mad about it, yeah, but when he told me don't get out the car, I ain't get out the car.
Who's that guy right there? You recognize him?
That dude walked up, like, yeah.
All right, so that was one of the four guys that was in the car when Nut got shot. All right.
Based on what? For Shannon?
No,
For the
you
Shannon?
can,
For the video?
Shannon's using for this
That's
one.
right. You said.
Did you hear them ask, who told you who was in the car?
Yes,
And they said, who told you, Shannon?
I said, yeah.
And you said,
No,
no, Demetrius.
yeah.
Okay. So the clip in 2015, the lie you told in 2015 was Shannon confessed and told you everything, right?
Yes.
Lie you told in 2017, Shannon confessed, says we caught Nut down bad, and Demetrius says who's in the car.
He ain't say nut. I think I said he said nigga or something.
Okay. All right, N-word down bad.
Yeah,
Okay. Either way,
it was a lie.
2015 to 2017, the lie changed. Not only the circumstances surrounding this quote unquote confession, but what was said in the quote unquote confession changed
Yes,
over 2 days, on 2 different days, 2 different tellings of the story.
yes.
The fact that what you were claiming Shannon told you to these law enforcement and DAs on March 3rd, 2017, did any of them say, hold on, Mr. Zachary? Back in 2015, you told us this, now you're telling us this, explain it. Did anyone ask you to explain it?
Nah.
Okay. All right. Let's talk about a pattern that's emerging here. April 28, 2015, you don't want to implicate yourself, right? You don't want to get yourself in trouble. You want to distance yourself from those shootings, right?
Objection compound.
Sustained.
You don't want to put yourself at the scene,
Yes,
but you still want to give information to the police to get out of jail.
yes,
Okay, and your first instinct, the very first thing you did is say, I wasn't there. But someone confessed to me what happened, right?
Yes.
And that confession was wholly made up. It was a lie. That confession never occurred.
Yes, it never.
Okay. Investigators bring up the Donovan Thomas case in that same interview. You say, I wasn't there, but I have information that can maybe get me some help, right?
Yes.
Get me out of jail, get me leniency.
Yes.
And it was a confession that someone just told you. That's the
Yes.
information you had.
Your Honor, these are asked and answered.
That was a lie,
Your Honor, asked and answered.
completely made up.
Asked and answered.
Yeah, and he knew it, but he just wanted to hammer that nail in just a few more strokes.
Let's talk about these lies that you told, how they worked out for you.
Your Honor, and I, with respect to the commentary, I object.
You said you were facing, what was it, 190,
189.
189 years?
Yeah.
Okay. You pled guilty to that 2015 case in what, 2017?
Late
Objection,
2017.
asked and answered.
Late 2017.
Late 2017, and you were,
I was
out of those 189 years, how much time did you end up serving?
like 28 months in Wright Street, but I had another case I will find too.
Right, and you ended up getting 28 months, actually 27 months in Wright Street, total sentence for the shooting case and the gun case, correct?
Nah, I had beat the gun charge, but they ain't never
Whatever that case is.
what case? This
19
one here?
SC? Oh, you're talking about the federal case.
Nah, you say I had like 4, 5 of them cases at the time.
Okay. The bottom line is, we just talking about this one case, facing, in your mind, 189 years, you get 27 months.
But I still had other cases too.
And were they wrapped into the 27 months?
Nah, it was separate.
Okay. So you got 27 months for that shooting case. You got to go home as soon as you pled, right? As soon as as soon as they released you from jail, you got credit for time served, release time served, right?
No, I said Wright Street for I got credit for time served in court, but I still had 6 more.
6 more months, then you got to go home?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're on probation.
Yes.
Mr.
So he could have been convicted, served 189 years or life, so to speak, and he got 27 months credit for time served and was out again after 6 months and then probation. Now I wonder why I don't like plea deals, because plea deals are made, in my opinion, to get information. That's not the rough part. The rough part is for the person who takes the plea have every incentive to lie. Because if they lie and get away with it, they get to go home quite soon. If they don't lie and go to court, or if they don't take the plea, well, if they're not even believed, they get the time originally proposed. So how is that not an incentive to lie? It's every incentive to lie when you get a plea deal. And you've seen it now in this trial. For every person who gets a plea deal or immunity, they lied. They lied to get there. And the prosecution gets another win. And here we are. They arrested 28 people back in May of 2022. Everybody is still in jail. These 6 people are on trial 2.5 years later. And the base is lies from people who took the plea deals. That's, yeah.
Zachary, you've admitted to buying a gun for Kenneth Copeland, correct?
Yes,
You've admitted to being in possession of guns that were on the scene of multiple shootings,
yes,
okay? You admitted to being present and making a video with Antonio Sledge threatening to shoot Shell Cow,
yes,
okay? You admitted to posing in a picture. Oh, that video with Antonio Sledge,
yeah.
that's part of this indictment, correct?
I don't know.
Objection, Your Honor, foundation,
If he doesn't know, he doesn't know.
foundation, relevance. And jury has the indictment.
You admitted to posing in a picture with gun pointed at the camera with Demiki on Garlington
Yes.
with the caption, "We bring homicide."
Yes.
That's charged in this indictment, right?
Objection, Your Honor.
You don't know?
Sustained.
Were you ever put on this indictment?
Objection, Your Honor,
Uh,
relevance, foundation.
Were you ever charged under this indictment?
no, they know they ain't never wanted to charge me.
Okay. So you were facing,
So this guy, who the prosecution for a couple of days more or less said, you're a part of the YSL and you did this and this and this and this. Not even charged. Not even, yeah.
189 years.
Objection, asked and answered.
I don't know what the rest of the question is going to be.
You served 27 months and then you were left off this indictment.
Objection, asked and answered, Judge.
Yes, sustained.
You would agree that the lies you told back in 2015 and 2017, it worked out pretty well for you, didn't it?
Objection, Your Honor, improper question bolstering.
Overruled.
Like, that's what I'm trying to tell you. I never took no plea even when they were offering. I never took no plea.
I understand.
And I got right out and met with Shannon lawyer and told him I was lying. Like,
Was that me?
no, he had another lawyer.
Okay.
But I never, even my last case I just caught, they were offering pleas for, I was locked up 4-5 months, they offering pleas. My upcoming cases, I never knew what they were. I never took no plea. I said 4 more years, even when they offered me time served.
Okay.
I never wanted to take no plea, go home. I was just young at the time, and as I learned,
The truth is, Mr. Zachary, that you did lie and you didn't want to be here today.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
Okay. You didn't want to be here today because you knew these lies were going to come out.
no, I wanted to be here. That way I can clear the lies up. Like, I've been trying for years. This ain't that new. That's his old lawyer. I've been trying to clear him up. This ain't new. They know that.
We are fast approaching the walkout, by the way. Not entirely sure when it comes, but
You're on
should be
probation?
soon.
Yes.
Until recently, you had an attorney, correct?
I never knew about the attorney until he showed up while I was in the hospital.
Okay. But
Yes.
that is correct.
Yes.
Were you aware that in open court,
Objection, Your Honor, as to whether or not I'd ask that the witness be required to give a foundation for anything done while he wasn't in here, considering the rule of sequestration.
involved him? Were
Can't
you
remember what the
aware
question's
that
gonna
in open court, DA Love wanted to remind your attorney that
Objection,
you're
Your
on
Honor,
20 years
that is
probation?
not relevant, and that is improper, and Mr. Sharp knows that.
Sustained.
I have no further questions.
Yeah. But she did do that in open court, reminded Mr. Scheib that his client, Mr. Zachary, still had 20 months left of his probation. That at least in Indiana and I want to say Wisconsin, that's witness intimidation. But when a prosecutor does it, I assume it's legal.
All right. Any other defense counsel have questions?
Thank you, Mr. Zach.
All right. How long's your question going to be? Hours plural or? Okay. Well, let's get started.
We have 5 minutes.
Yes, we can. And actually, are there any other defense counsel who are going to have questions for this witness? No?
I'm
No?
gonna have questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you know how long
Um,
yours is going to take?
It's never very long, maybe 15 or 20 minutes, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, let's.
Yeah. When we get to Doug's cross-examination, I have something interesting to show you. I have something really interesting to show you.
Take a break and then let's do the shorter questioning and then we'll go from there, see where we are. Okay. As in you are going to decide.
Jury's let out.
Regarding,
Now
an objection
Ms.
the
Love is
state
going
has
to
regarding-
whine.
regarding, the last line of questioning by Mr. Shart, when the state objected based on the beginning of his question, and Mr. Shart asked the question that he did, are you aware that the district attorney told your attorney that you face 20 years of probation? This is not the first such kind of question regarding something that is improper that has come up. And I would ask court to remind.
You stupid woman.
Counsel that those types of, that's not an appropriate line of questioning. It's not a relevant line of questioning. And it's just an attempt to essentially cast aspersions on opposing counsel. And I don't think that that is proper, at least not the question that he asked.
Your Honor, I wasn't casting aspersions on opposing counsel. I was casting aspersions of what opposing counsel did. I couldn't
Same
believe.
thing, Your Honor.
Can I finish? I couldn't believe
Okay.
it when I was in court the other day and a DA is sitting there talking to.
Now, Mr. Shaw knows that it was improper, but they are not only trying this in that court. They are trying this case in the court of public opinion, and not many people heard that at the time. So this might be just getting it out to the public. The way Ms. Love conducts herself, threatening witnesses with, you still have time on probation, which more or less says, answer the way I want to, or I will get, or you will be back in prison.
In open court to the attorney of a witness and is openly saying, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years. I mean it. And my thing is, she knows why she said it.
Your Honor,
That message was to be relayed to to Quindarius Zachary. That's the only reason it would be said in open court. And I assume that Mr. Scheib, in his short tenure as attorney for Mr. Zachary, conveyed that message because that message was made loud and clear in open court. And Mr. Scheib was not the one that needs to testify, according to the state. Mr. Scheib's not the one on probation. Mr. Zachary is. So yes, when the state says about a state's witness to their attorney in open court, I just want to remind him he's on probation for 20 years and I'll charge him with perjury and we'll revoke his probation, whatever was said, I would rely on the transcript. Yeah, I assume that message has been relayed to the witness. And I do believe it was intimidation. I'm not going to sit here and say it's witness intimidation and all that. I'm not saying that, Judge. What I'm saying is intimidation in the colloquial layman's term sense. It was a message that was sent. And I wanted to see if he received the message because that is relevant to his bias and motive in testifying.
Your Honor, Mr. Shart knows that, number one, all of the things that he's representing is being said weren't said, and he still knows that that was an improper question to place before this witness. And to the extent that any attorney is asked something outside the presence of the witness, to ask the witness, was he aware of something that was said outside of his presence? Mr. Shart has no good faith basis for asking the witness a question. It is not relevant whether or not the witness's attorney, some other person, was told that his client should not commit perjury. And I don't think all of what Mr. Shart said was even what was actually said. But the question that he asked the witness was not a proper question. It was just an attempt to paint a lie to the jury that someone is trying to intimidate this witness, when frankly, the only person that the witness has been friendly to is all of his friends Shannon's lawyers. And Mr. Scheib is talking to Mr. Stillwell.
And here she goes again. Oh, they are friends. Judge. You whining piece of human garbage. Why don't you just go home, sacrifice another lamb to Satan, as you do, allegedly, in my opinion? You don't have a soul, Miss Love.
Lawyer, and Mr. Scheib is representing Mr. Zachary. So the idea that somehow the state is trying to intimidate a witness is
You're trying to
ludicrous
intimidate
when
every witness
and
by
the lie that he's
yelling
putting
and
before the jury
whining
that
and
is what is
bitching.
happening is improper, and he knows it's improper. And I would ask that the court keep him from making those types of false assertions, false representations, misleading representations before the jury under 403.
Note, Your Honor, that not one time when Mr. Zachary was on the stand did I claim that Miss Love intimidated him. I never used the word intimidate in front of the jury. I'm talking about. What I said was, are you aware and that Miss Love talked about your, I can't quote directly, but talked about you're still on 20 years probation, which was said. I don't even independently know how many years probation is. The only reason I know is because Miss Love said it in open court. So everything was factual. And, I think it's relevant when a DA is saying, and I'm not trying to pick a fight with Miss Love. If people are difficult witnesses, we all deal with difficult witnesses in different ways. So I'm not even trying to judge what she said or how she said it. All I'm saying is it was said. And I wanted to know if he got that message, because that message was clearly intended for him. It wasn't intended for Dennis Scheib.
Well, I'm not sure that's true because at the time, I don't think they had yet negotiated the terms of the immunity deal. But Ms. Love, your objection was sustained. So it's really all there.
Yeah. Her objection was sustained, and that's all the judge is having of it.
is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
And she just walks out. She just walks out. Miss Love, sit down, shut up. I'm going to the bathroom.
Female prosecutor, her voice so whiny, Judge Page can't take it, not all shiny. Running to the bathroom, desperate dash. Number one, number two, oh what a clash. Bathroom break blues got the courtroom reeling, all the wine and love got that judge in blue. Sweat rolling down, making her shake, can't make that voice for heaven's sake. Bathroom break blues all down the hall. Judge Page in a panic, running wild. I remember Billy Rhythms ain't no style.
I just had to. Oh. All right. That is an epic walkout. Just saying, Miss Love, I'm going to take a shit. So fuck you, I'm out. Now, after the bathroom break, it is me. Doug. Doug.
I'll do it for the council.
Thank you. Go ahead, Mr. Weinstein.
Good evening, Mr. Zachary.
Hey, how you?
Can you hear me okay?
Hey, how you?
I'm good, thank you. I am Diamante Kendrick's attorney, Doug Weinstein.
Yes.
Okay? I can call him Diamante Kendrick. You know him as Yak, right?
Yes.
So I'll just call him Yak when I'm having this conversation with you so that there's not any confusion, all right? You remember when you met Mr. Kendrick, when you met Yak?
I don't remember.
It was around 2014. Does
Yes.
that sound about right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you know, Yak isn't from Cleveland Avenue, right?
No.
You know, Yak is from Miami,
Yes.
and that he travels back and forth to Miami pretty frequently, right?
Yes.
And Yak wasn't a member of Rock Crew,
No.
but he is an artist. He does rap, correct?
Yes.
He writes music, right?
Yes.
He sings,
Yes.
he raps, and he's with the YSL record label, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Let's go back to 2015. Mr. Sharp talked about that some already. Let's return then
Okay.
to back in that summer of 2015. You testified that you were a drug user back then, right?
Yes.
And that at the time of that interview, August 5th, 2015, and I guess preceding that, you'd been going through withdrawal, right?
Yes.
But one of the things that you said on direct was that you can't put a guy with autism and ADHD in an interview room and expect him to tell the truth. You remember saying that?
Ah! Yeah. Oh, yeah. That was a good answer. That was a great answer. And Doug is right there.
I remember saying hello.
Okay. So you think people with autism can't tell the truth?
I mean, yes, but the tension and it kind of.
Are you blaming your lying on your autism?
I'm blaming my state of mind in that interview I'm blaming what I said in the interview on my mind.
On your mind?
It's not my heart.
But folks with ADHD, they're capable of telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's not the autism and the ADHD that made you lie in that room, right?
No.
It was you trying to save yourself, correct?
Yes, I said that.
Okay.
Boom.
Today, as you sit here, you're a grown man, right?
Yes.
You take responsibility for your actions, correct?
Yes.
Okay. When you talk to the police, when you talk to Gaither and Dennis in 2015, you testified that you lied, right?
Yes.
And you lied on others to protect yourself.
Yes.
And you testified you thought F everybody else, right?
I was dead wrong, yes.
And including everybody else, F Yak, F my client.
I was especially wrong for that.
Yeah, especially wrong for that because he's sitting right over there right now on trial, right?
He never showed me nothing but like love. Like,
I'm glad to hear you say that. Thank you. And you testified today that you love Garlington. You remember that?
yes.
Okay. And you also testified previously, earlier today. Are you okay, Mr. Zachary?
I got headaches. I'm okay.
I'm sorry. I'm going to try to speak a little quieter then. I don't want to
Nah,
make
it's
it.
okay. I get them. I'm good. It's okay.
Do you need any medication?
No, I'm
Water
okay.
or anything?
No, I'm good. I will
All
get
right.
them.
Okay. If you have any issues while I'm asking you questions that make it difficult for you to answer, just let me know, okay?
Yes.
All right. Thank you. Anyway, you testified that you loved Garlington, right?
Yes.
And earlier you testified that you lied because Garlington came to you with a play.
Yes.
You testified also that you don't want to name folks. You don't want to lie on folks from Cleveland Avenue, right?
Yes.
And Yak's not from Cleveland Avenue. So you can lie on him, right?
Yes.
And your play that Garlington came to you with, that play was to name Shannon and Yak as being involved in the murder of Nut.
It really wasn't like Garland told me like what somebody else had implicated him in and wanted him to do.
Yeah. But in that interview, you lied and you said that Yak was involved in the murder of Donovan Thomas. You told the cops that.
I lied.
You lied. And when you lied and you told them that, they didn't dive in and ask you details of that at all, did they?
No.
They just took that and they went with it, correct?
Yes.
No further questions about that. And you remember testifying that you're cool with Copeland, right?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, all right. You're cooler with are you cooler with Copeland than you were with Yak?
I don't even remember, but
Okay.
Copeland,
Well,
I
you-
met Copeland first, so
Yeah. And you testified that you didn't hang out much with Yak back then. You said you didn't hang out often. You remember that?
yes.
Okay. You also said, this, tell me if you remember testifying to this. Yak never told me nothing. You remember saying that?
He never.
Yak never told you he was involved in the Donovan Thomas murder.
No.
So you just made all that up.
Yes. I told y'all that. See, I don't know like if they ever got, but I done told my lawyer, like when they came with deals and stuff, I was locked up, like I was lying. Like, no, that's why I never took no plea or nothing. Like I'm on probation, got nothing to do with this or nothing.
I understand, but you're sitting here today, right?
Yes.
And my client Yak is sitting over there, right?
Yes.
And you're not on the indictment.
No.
So it worked out okay for you.
No, it didn't.
It didn't. It didn't work out okay for Yak, did it?
No.
So you lied in 2015. In 2017, in your interview, you lied then too.
Yes.
Objection, asked and answered.
Sustained.
But in that 2017 interview, you also said that you didn't believe those guys did it. You didn't believe Yak did it anymore. You remember that?
Objection, asked and answered.
You're in your 2017 interview, you said you didn't believe those guys, meaning Yak, Shannon, and the others, did it.
I'm gonna answer you and I'm gonna explain.
Go ahead.
Yes, because yes, I said that, but I had already like told the lawyer. That's why I told y'all like I don't know how I end up in there.
I understand. Thank you for
I
clarifying.
had been telling them like already that I was lying.
Yeah. And when they asked you who you thought did it, you said that you thought Kenneth Copeland did it.
Yes.
No,
But
never mind. I withdraw my objection. I won't let it come in.
You told Dennis and Gaither that you thought Woody was the shooter.
Your Honor, objection as to mischaracterization and
He can answer yes, he told them that, or no, he didn't.
Is that the end of your objection?
yes.
Okay, overruled.
You told Dennis and Gaither that Woody was the shooter in your
yes.
2017
Okay.
interview.
Yeah, sustained on that.
Okay. Do you remember saying that?
Your Honor,
All right.
objection if he's, what?
You said,
Yeah.
do you remember testifying? Not testifying. Do you remember in your interview in 2017 with Dennis and Gaither? Do you remember saying one reason you thought Woody was the shooter, that y'all were
Your Honor,
calling
I'm
him
going
all
to
day?
object.
Hang on.
I'm going to object as to this line of questioning. I think it gets into something that has been litigated and opens the door to other things.
Okay, well, I don't know about that.
I will
but-
withdraw the question. then.
Okay.
Let's listen a bit more.
Okay.
Now let's get to it now. I'm going to show you something from Money Making Mitch. Let's see here. Let me get here. Money Making Mitch says, in Zachary's interviews, he admitted that he believed Woody killed Nutt. Love said today during Weinstein's cross that it was litigated and agreed to be excluded. As she said, that would open the door. That is what it means. It was excluded and it would open the door to something. Here is the actual argument.
Where Dennis says, who you believe has something to do with it? Just Woody by himself? And Zachary says, yeah, think about it. And then Dennis says, but they had to know what is their motive, what would be driving them to participate in it, and Zachary said, Woody. Essentially, now it's him saying, I think, despite what Mr. Kendrick and Mr. Stillwell have told me, I think this.
I don't follow you. Are you saying that 205 lines, I guess, 7, I don't know, 11, okay. Well, 11 starts with by itself, so there has to be some reference to Woody before then.
9.
Okay. And maybe the indiscernible part on 8 is where he mentions Woody? You might want to go look back and look at that. Okay, so he's saying, Zachary is saying, I think this was Woody.
Let me go.
You want it out.
Yes, that's what I was saying.
Okay, and why?
It wasn't addressed, and I was saying that it should come out.
Okay, why?
Because he is asserting that I'm just speculating. I don't believe his.
Where is he asserting that I'm just speculating it?
When he says,
Oh, who do you believe? Okay, so this is like, here's what I think. So I mean, yeah, it's relevant if he's saying these two people told me that they had involvement.
that's where I was.
Yeah, okay, so I'm thinking this is not redactable unless, yes, okay.
Did they talk exclusively about that? No. But clearly that was in the discussion, and Judge Whitaker said, no, that's not redactable. So when Miss Love claims, oh, they are opening the door, yada, 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 she was lying. Because she's a lying liar who lies. Now, I did bring this to Doug's attention. And he said, thank you. But he made his point and he's happy with that. Now, that doesn't mean they can't bring it up if this kind of situation keeps coming on. Then they can refer to, Your Honor, if Ms. Love claims something is ruled on, we need to check it because she has a record of lying to you. So that is what I wanted to show you. And it wasn't me who caught it. It was Money Making Mitch on Twitter. All right, let's continue.
Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak
objection,
tremendous amounts of
improper
problems?
question. Objection, improper. Vague, speculation, relevance.
Sustained.
The questions I've asked you today, right now, have you testified truthfully to those questions that I've asked you?
Objection, bolstering.
Sustained.
Okay, I have no further questions for you.
All right. Anybody else with quick, as in not several hours? Okay. And you'll decide tomorrow? Okay. I think this is a good time to break for the day. So Mr. Zachary, you will be back with us tomorrow at 9. I suspect that'll be your last day of testifying, but we'll see.
Yeah, that is Judge Whitaker telling Miss Love, don't you dare take 2 more days on redirect.
You at 9. And ladies and gentlemen of the jury, thank you for your continued attention and attentiveness during this trial. And I'm just going to remind you that you need to decide the case ultimately based only on the evidence here in the courtroom. And so please do not consult or watch or listen to or read any accounts having to do with this trial, whether that is online, on the television, on the radio, on social media, anything whatsoever. Don't discuss the case with anybody or allow them to discuss it with you. And remember to leave your notepads in the jury room, wear your name tags, and we'll see you at 9 in the morning. Thank you.
Let's skip ahead and see.
Go ahead and Mr. Steele, if you can go ahead and whatever you know you're going to be using tomorrow with this witness, go ahead and share it with the state. And I mean, I don't know whether he's going to take the whole day or not, but Ms. Love, make sure that y'all have got a witness or two lined up for tomorrow in the event that we finish with Mr. Zachary before the end of the day.
Yes, Your Honor, we are going to go until from 9 to 5.
That's the plan, of course. That's the plan most days, and a lot of days that doesn't happen.
Is the intention to go back to ADA Sprinkle when?
Good question. Is that the plan?
So, Your Honor, my team is telling me that we have records custodians that had to be here on a certain day.
Okay.
And that day, we had to schedule it 2 weeks out.
And that's going to be tomorrow? Okay, so sounds like it might be some records custodians. And then after them, would we jump back to Mr. Sprinkle if we finish all of them? Or do you know?
At this point, Your Honor, there may be some between that witness.
Ms. Love doesn't have anyone lined up because they scheduled Mr. Sprinkle for something. Yeah.
Well, I believe that there may be witnesses in the middle.
Okay, so who would those be?
Yeah. So records custodian, well, tomorrow, continued cross-examination.
And I need to get the names of them, but we have, with respect to some of the shootings that,
Yeah. So tomorrow, QZ back on the stand for more cross-examination. As I said early on, I will probably keep doing the format of recapping after the trial is done. Well, after the day is done. So y'all can watch Katnot Williams or Kayla's or whoever you prefer. And then I will come in at 5:30, 6 p.m. with recap where I condense everything to a more digestible format. All right. So that was an interesting day. Judge walked out. Just told Ms. Love, I'm not interested. I made my ruling. Now I'm going out there and taking a shit. Well, she didn't say that out loud, but she did have her bathroom. And then Ms. Love lied to the court. Again, this was a good day for the defense, in my opinion. And tomorrow, Mr. Steele. All right, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to do this. Thank you for the gifted memberships today. And yeah, thank you for allowing me to attempt to translate this absolute fuster clock that is the state's case. And let's see where I can send you off to. Donnie On is doing something. She is going with the Diddy case. So that can be interesting. So I'll be sending you all over to her. All right. Again, thank you so much. And from me and Mr. Jingles, hug your family. Unless your family is crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it. Okay? See you all here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Female prosecutor, loves voice so whiny. Judge Page can't take it, not all it's shiny. Running to the bathroom, desperate dash. Number one, number two, oh what a clash. Bathroom break blues got the courtroom reeling. All the wine and love got that judge in blue. Sweat rolling down, making her shake. Can't make that voice for heaven's sake. Bathroom break blues all down the hall. Whining those voice got no control at all. Judge Page in a panic running wild.